where we hope that you are happy, healthy, and safe. So, cool. And that was it. When we last left our heroes.
Yes.
Oh boy, should we do a long recap? You guys, we're just gonna do what happened last session. Okay, you guys were in the Vreem Legion camp in the fallen city of Westashire that is overrun by various undead and an organized grouping of ghouls that all seem to be at war with one another. You guys had done a couple of, a job for the Legion and were debating your next move. There are possibilities that you guys could, downtime. You guys had some downtime. You had about 4 days to train, get up to level 5. You took some new spells. Taliyah multi-classed into Cleric after a confusing vision, vision, I suppose, from the goddess that she is now receiving power from, and hopefully it's the right goddess this time. What else happened? Vera trained with the scouts and met a new friend, Oz, a dirty, scruffy, rude, apparently generally ill-liked person who has been doing jobs for the Legion for quite some time here. Shoji trained in the medical tents along with Liliana, who has continued to try and fail to remember anything of her previous life. What else happened? Taliyah had you guys had quite a few conversations with various people from the Legion. You talked with Gert, the cleric, who it turns out remembers basically nothing past several months ago. He just kind of,
troubling.
He woke up one day remembering nothing, and they were like, "Hey, congratulations! You're a cleric and also a member of the Legion." So he's been dealing with that, and now that you are an initiate, his oaths were now permit him to actually tell you about that. So he revealed that to you. You talked, and right after that conversation, Oz, woke up and picked a fight with him, and then got. Okay.
He swung first.
Sure. But the first person to throw a punch is not necessarily the person who picked the fight.
No, something about a moon tune and a blue.
Oz didn't quite realize what was going on with Garrett, and some otherwise good-natured joking pushed Garrett a little bit over the edge. Well,
fair enough.
Yeah. And then a bunch of soldiers came in and saw Vera trying to subdue Oz, and decided to kick Oz, just kind of kick the shit out of him. Taliyah, you also had a couple of conversations with the Commandant. They kind of grilled you on what you knew about the Hemotarch Destin, what you knew about Anashur. Vera was brought in, and the Commandant has pitched to you guys that you basically help Vreem take over the Charon, the ship that brought you guys most of the way across the sea and then abandoned you on the Shadowed Mount. And that is still, whether or not you guys are going to go through with that is under discussion, but you guys have learned that the Commandant seems to be gathering information about a possible Vreeman overthrow of Anashur.
Which I just have to say, knowing what she knows about the Vreemans, Taliyah's totally in support of this at this moment in time.
He's not.
I think I brought the perfect two people into that discussion with the Commandant, where it's just like, Anashur sucks. And it's like, yeah, but I kind of run part of it, so I got some questions.
Is it bad when the DM metagames, or?
Also, my whole country.
No, they're just the only two who are actually from Anashur. because I mean Liliana's body is from Anashur, but Liliana herself is not.
Yeah.
Doesn't know that.
I hadn't even thought of that though. That's so true. We're the only two left. That's the original party.
Yep.
Oh gosh.
Dang it.
And there was something else. What was the other thing? Oh, Vera, you had stated as part of your downtime that you wanted to. I guess we've got two things to wrap up from last week before we launch into this. Vera was meditating on the path of two lies, as as her monk instructor had told her before she left. You rolled a 6 on the wisdom check during your meditation, which narratively I think works super well, given that you took a level of rogue this level instead of another of monk. So what I will tell you from that is, you sat down in a quiet place, cleared your mind, and you thought about that long, arduous path upward. It was icy, it was steep. You guys lost equipment. Several of you almost fell off, and it was only in just kind of quick reactions and good rolls from others that you managed not to. By the time you guys got to the top, 2 of you were basically catatonic from the cold. It was painful. It was long. You nearly died, and somewhere in there are 2 lies. This is the path of 2 lies. And as you think about that, you don't really get any particular idea of what those lies are. You expect that should you continue to pursue the path of the monk, you will need an answer. At the moment, that answer is up to you.
At the moment, Vera can't roll above a 10 wisdom. Just saying.
Yeah. So, for the next time you want to take a monk, ponder that question. What are the 2 lies? And then Taliyah wanted to do just a couple of quick things. One of them was take the zombie scrolls to the commandant. So basically, you take them there. The commandant's secretary, who's keeping her schedule, right, says, well, she doesn't have an opening at the moment, but, what did you want to talk about? You pulled out the scrolls, and she basically explained what they do, and she immediately grabbed them, threw them into the fire, and made sure that every last bit of it was burned and destroyed. Her movements were rapid, instinctual, and maybe a little desperate. You're not sure. Mm-hmm. There's something going on there. You're not sure what. Okay. And then the other thing you wanted to wrap up was one more thing with Garrett.
Yeah. So with everything confusing that happened, I'll roll with where I ended up in the mess with everyone else after, Vera broke up Oz and Garrett's fight. But if I had been here, I would have stayed with him. So as soon as he comes into the mess, I will just go over and sit down next to him and just...
there are 5 Vreem soldiers sitting right there at the table. Okay. Did you want this to be a private conversation?
Yeah, I actually need this to be a private conversation.
No, that's fine. You kind of gesture him over. He takes his bowl of his pudding bowl, and he comes over with you guys to kind of a private table off in the corner.
Okay, yeah, because I don't want the party around either.
You guys have broken up and gone to your various sleeping quarters. When we come back in, we'll pick up in the morning, and you guys can discuss what you want to do. So yeah, you and Garrett have privacy in the hall here. Yeah, Oz, what's up?
After I leave the conversation, I would have said, like, I know you have some things to think about. You need to discuss whether or not we're going to the Wizard Tower. Without me there, I'm going to go over there, and there's some Vreem soldiers with some money that is weighing down their personality. I will go relieve them of it. And can I go just gamble with them, like play cards for like
Yeah,
I'm
give me
fine
a
to
per-
literally roll a d20 with you, and then whoever wins, the difference in gold goes to the winner.
give me
We'll
a
just do that quick.
give me just a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Yeah, well, I'm so good at persuasion, Josh. Little do you know that I'm going to roll it.
It is possible to roll 2 20s with disadvantage. That has happened to us twice on 2 consecutive
only
stealth checks.
records.
It really has.
It says
He's
only
so
records
bad.
which you own can be shared.
What?
Huh?
I'm trying to roll persuasion. I'm grabbing the dice and then dropping it, and it says only records
Into
that
the
you
tray?
own. Yes.
Oh, weird.
It's giving. Are you guys seeing the group chat?
Yeah, but I
We
don't
don't-
see your rolls.
It says only records which you own can be
Well,
shared.
Yeah, and that's okay. I'm just gonna roll a d20 for now, and I have a +2, so
There we go.
it's a 12.
A 12 with disadvantage?
Nope. It's a 5.
No soldiers at the moment seem to be wanting you in their games.
Well, I just think that's stupid, honestly. You guys, what are you even doing here?
Super dumb.
What, we gonna win money from each other? Is this like a hive mind thing? That's dumb. And I'll just go back to my tent and sulk and act like I'm not hurt.
All right.
Sorry.
So Taliyah, you have Garrett at a private table in the mess hall. I'm sorry?
Jenny, really quick thing.
Yes.
Just before we break up here or before we have our conversation in the morning, I would like to run to the commandant and get permission to let Oz in on our oath.
Okay.
Talk about the potential hijacking.
Well, perhaps when I work with her in the morning, Mrs. Mayweather, I could talk to her about it then. Because
Perfect.
I already tried to talk to her this afternoon, and Rosonia wouldn't let me anywhere near her, so perhaps she's busy.
Yeah, well, I'll allow that. So anybody who wants to, we can just assume you are sworn into the boat jacking scheme. You're not allowed to talk about it with anybody except the commandant, the Hexenvanzer, and Rusonia, and then the other people in this group. Does anybody
did Oz get
anybody
added
want
to an oath that he doesn't know about?
No. I'm saying anybody who wants to, will just assume you guys basically got sworn into the plan. Anybody who wants to be excluded, you will not be allowed in the planning session.
I'll talk to, and if Vera says, "Hey Oz, we have this thing," Oz would be like, "Well, I guess I don't like to make like deals with them. If I help you with this, will you help me with the wizard tower?"
Vira'd be in for that. I won't speak for the rest of the group, but Vera would make that deal.
Okay.
Oz will accept that. Okay.
So we'll work out that later. So third time's a charm.
Oh, sorry.
Taliyah, you have Garrett at a private table in the mess hall.
Thank you. So I will just check in with him, make sure he's okay. I know that was rough, and I am just as confused as he is about why Silhaloon is not talking to him directly. And I will reassure him the fact that she hasn't been exactly forthright with me either. And that's not my first rodeo with gods not actually being who they think they are. But I'm very concerned about the fact that his memory is gone. And this is something that Taliyah is still extremely nervous about. But since nothing terrible happened, when she handed over her diary to Vera that had why is he rolling dice? That had the story about the boy that Kelfir had took away his memory. Taliyah actually never has verbalized that to anyone. She just gave Vera her journal. She's still a little nervous about it, but she feels like she owes Garrett that much. So I will tell Garrett the entire story from start to finish, everything that I remember, everything about finding my journal entry the next day, about not being able to trust my teacher, about not being able to talk to my mother about what's happening, and just share that with him, kind of brace to see if I get struck down or not. But and with the knowledge that Oz knows where the tower that Kelfir was going is, the fact that we're going to be interfacing with the crew of the Charon in some degree. Yeah. I will share with Garrett that I'm extremely nervous and frightened of this and of this type of magic in particular. And I want to just reiterate that it's important, if he is being magically persuaded, that I need to know that right now before I go any further with Silhaloon. Because that is not something that I can devote my life to.
I honestly have no idea what's going on. If a spell has been cast on me or not. Silhaloon does not speak to me, but when I pray, there is some peace. And from what I have seen from the matriarch, from the paladin, from some of the other clerics, this has nothing to do with Sorana V.
Right. But Garrett, is this something that you do truly want? Like you've had your memories are gone. You don't have any knowledge of who you really are. Is this the path you want to pursue, or do you want to find out?
Whether I want to pursue it or not, this is the path that I'm on. And as best I can, I will try to find out what has happened. But at the moment, I can do good here, and this is my place.
All right. Well, if there is any way I can be of service to you or help you, I will. You're a good man.
Of course. Thank you. That is helpful, and you have, I feel like I should be the one comforting you, given what you have been through. I did not initially think that perhaps you belonged in the ranks of the exiled and the broken, but that is quite a story, and perhaps you are better suited to Silhaloon than I thought.
Wow.
You come by my quarters at some point and perhaps look over some of the other pictures. And let me know if you have seen any of these.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I will certainly do that. Do you want me to come in the morning or now?
Perhaps later.
Later.
Not at the moment. I must rest and think.
Garrett, I'm sorry. I have another question. So my friend Lyra, when she died, she left me her holy symbol, which I don't have anymore. That was where she used it as a focus for her power from Illyrio. Is that how it works? Do I need a symbol of Silhaloon? How do I acquire such a thing?
You would need one specifically blessed by the matriarch.
Ah.
I do not have any spare ones. But he kind of looks up like he's thinking, and like almost like he's counting, but he's running through like sentences under his breath. Yeah. when you go out of the city, go out into the city, I will lend you mine.
No, I couldn't leave. I couldn't possibly.
That's all right. Things have been quiet, and as long as you are not gone for more than a day, I can lend you mine, but you will need it out there more than I will here.
Well, I could. All right. Well, that is very generous.
He reaches his arm out and just kind of puts it on your elbow and says, "You have been a good friend and a light in the midst of confusion in only just the last several days, and it is the least that I can do."
All right. Well, thank you. And you have been so much to me. Of course, the Commandant probably wouldn't let you, but you should come with us to the Imperial City when we go. Can you? You should see the
I would like
matriarch.
that. I am assigned to this legion, and I'm the only one. We are far from the Empire, so I could not leave them.
I know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good night, Garrett. And I'll just like put my hand on his shoulder and I'll just stand up and walk around the table, pat his shoulder, and then I'll just lean down and quick kiss him right on the top of his head and run away.
Okay. When you put your hand on his shoulder, like his head is down just a little bit. He's still like he's not like angry or lashing out anymore, but kind of things are still weighing on him. And as you put your hand on his shoulder, he just kind of puts his hand on it, and then you kiss him, and he kind of jumps and looks, and you're out of there.
Yeah, I got really embarrassed because it was just the sort of thing I would do with my siblings, and then I realized that, yeah, people don't do that, so I'm out.
Okay.
Oh, I thought Oz was the sixth grader.
All right, you guys go to sleep. You get a full night's rest. Taliyah, go ahead and give me your divination rolls for the day.
All righty. Let's see. There's a 1, 12, and a 16.
Ooh.
All right.
A 12 and a 16. Alrighty then. You guys all wake up. I assume you guys all get breakfast, and you have time to discuss what your next course of action is. Whether you guys want to strike out across the city towards where Oz says he thinks he knows where the Wizard's Tower is, or take the Commandant's job and go out and either help the Vreemans to take over the ship or just kidnap the helmsman and bring him back here.
Sorry, quick thing. Does my shift with Commandant usually start before or after breakfast?
It depends on the day.
Okay.
But what she told you guys was basically go discuss and do, and then come back. Yeah. So
Okay.
you're not sure how long that is, but you basically got at least a day or two of leave, essentially.
Oh,
Okay.
I also have.
Yeah. Go ahead, Choji.
I was just going to say, if I can, on my downtime, can I train with somebody who's proficient in persuasion?
Yeah, if you want to switch during your downtime, you were training with the medics. Did you want to switch that to persuasion?
I'm proficient in persuasion if she wants to train.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm already proficient in medicine, so I don't need to train extra unless that benefits me somehow.
Just the email that you had sent me after two sessions ago said you were going to be in the medical tent. If you want to do that on persuasion instead, that is just fine.
Awesome, thank you. Yes.
So can you give me a quick charisma check?
Charisma. Okay. Charisma. Okay, it's the dice. 13.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you have got 12 hours in persuasion.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay, cool.
Oh.
And then, Sarah, what were you saying?
Oh, can I catch Taliyah really fast, like as we're walking to breakfast, where I can get her like not necessarily completely off alone, but sort of have a quiet conversation?
Sure.
Okay, walking on. Taliyah, my love. I've noticed that been spending a lot of time with that young priest.
Yeah, no, it's totally, he's teaching me about Silhaloon.
No,
Give me the talk.
about who?
Silhaloon.
I know you've been seeking something for a long time, seeking something bigger.
Yes, and I found it. I found her.
And I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you're happy with it, because the last time you hurt yourself, and I sort of
I'm not.
Vreem.
I'm not.
I just wanted to make sure that this is making you happier.
Well, it's early days yet, but yes, I think so. You know, she's the one that led us to where the griffin was.
You did.
Yes, it was her guidance. And, you know, honestly, I think, Mrs. Mayweather, that, you see, when we were in that awful place down where we found Miss Shaw, that awful place, and I was looking for my spell components, I thought of this beautiful memory that I cling to sometimes, of moonlight coming in through my mother's window. And it was, you know, the proper moon from long ago when I was a little child. And some power that I connected with through meditating on that is what led me to find the things that I was seeking. And then later, when we were going through the city, I reached out to that power again. And that is what put me in touch with Garrett the first time. And honestly, I think that she's been looking out for us, and I'm sorry that I think it was a failing on my part that she didn't spare Cormier. But
No, dearie.
she's wonderful, and I think that I'll be able to help a lot more now with her guidance. And Garrett's.
As long as you're well. I have to be honest, I don't believe in divine things. I believe in the evidence of one's eyes, but I do believe you.
Thank you, Mrs. Mayweather. I'm scared about going into this, well, either path, actually, the one that Ozymandias has us thinking about with the wizard tower, but also the thought of trying to kidnap the helmsman off the ship. I'm afraid of him still, but I think that the mother will watch over me. And I think that she will help.
You're afraid because you're not a fool. In fact, you're very, very intelligent.
But I thought for a long time that I wanted power like his. But I don't. I mean, I do. I want to be powerful, but not like him. That's something. When Cormier, when he confronted me on the ship, he said that all people who seek magic were evil and desiring of power to manipulate lesser mortals. That is not the kind of power I seek. I want to fix what is broken and to bring goodness back into our world. I think magic is a good way of doing that, but I certainly can't do it through the type of power that I could learn from Kelfir. And honestly, I feel like perhaps I shouldn't be as afraid of him as I am. I mean, I've done things now that he told me I must never do, and I'm still here talking to you.
It's a difficult thing to unlearn fear. I don't think it's possible sometimes, but you don't want to be powerful like him. You want to be powerful like you.
Yes. For good.
For good.
That's the thing I couldn't make Cormier understand.
And you're not going up against Kelfir all by yourself with only your own power. Look at us.
No, I know. You've developed quite a swing. You learned a lot from the monks, I think.
Reminds me of my younger days.
Speaking of your younger days, I didn't think you approved of alcohol. I thought it was somewhere in the realm of cursing, in fact.
Well, let's just simply say that I've had my issues in the past.
Well, Mrs. Mayweather, if you've lived without it for this long, perhaps you could stay that way.
Issue, not my friend Cormier's type of issue. I've seen what it leads to, and I don't approve of it. But the only reason I've seen what it leads to is because I've been there.
Well, what I'm saying is maybe you don't want to lose any ground you've gained.
No, of course not.
I mean,
anything without self-control.
I don't think I've ever told you this, but at the Darkfall Festival was not the first time I had seen you.
Really? Little old me.
My friend Tobias and I, we used to hang down by the docks a lot when I was very young. And I would see you down there occasionally.
Yes, I have friends there. Friends all around the city, understand?
Indeed. Interesting friends, I should think.
Well, I don't see the point of being unfriendly to anyone. Not unless they're unfriendly back.
Of course not.
As you guys at this point kind of approach the dining hall, a couple of legionaries kind of run over and open the doors. And Ma.
As you see.
Speaking of unfriendly, what are we going to do with Liliana?
Well, and this is an interesting question. Were you, Taliyah, here for my and Liliana's conversation at the end of last session?
I believe so.
That was it was in the mess hall when you guys were all like at the table, so the whole party was present.
I think Jenny was not here, but I do believe that Taliyah was present. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of made a deal-ish with Liliana where I essentially said, like, killing her and stealing her body is not going to be option one.
Well, yes. And honestly, I don't think that the mother would like that. And perhaps there's another way that we could do that. I mean, obviously, we want Almania back.
But in an ideal world, I would say, why not have them both in the world?
Well, there's the one body, Mrs. Mayweather. That's kind of the problem.
The world is frankly teeming with bodies.
So we're gonna cut real quick to inside the mess hall. Shoji Oz and Liliana, you guys have your food. You're there. What have you guys been doing while you wait for the other two to show up?
I walk in behind the other two as the doors open and kind of be like, "Oh, you're too kind," as I walk through the open door.
Yes, you guys, as you stand there, kind of slowing down a little bit because you can see Liliana's like in there with Shoji already at breakfast. You kind of stop in the doorway, and the two legionnaires are like, "Do we like we have to be on like? Do we let go?" They're kind of frozen, and Oz just kind of walks right past you guys through the doors. He's just like, "Oh, you guys are too kind," and walks in. So Shoji and Liliana, you guys have had 10 minutes just kind of sitting at this table. I don't think you two have ever talked before.
No, not really.
That girl.
Ooh.
And asked if she can kill
All
me.
right. So
The only experience I've had with her.
I'm always willing to help out, you know. If it's okay, I would like to
So helpful.
ask. I try. I try.
Liliana, can you give a check real quick?
Can I do what check?
An insight check.
Insight, yeah. Totally. Hold on, that was a box. 15.
Okay. So you're sitting here at the table with the person that you know is personally offered to Vera and Taliyah, like, look, when you guys kill her and you know take the body for your real friend, like I can help you with that. I'm all in. You're sitting here at the table with this person. And ordinarily, like from her perspective, like when she's sitting here, this should be super awkward to her. Because she knows that you know that she offered that. She does not appear awkward at all. Just, it's totally natural to be sitting across the table from a person that, you know, you've offered to kill, and they know that.
Yeah, I'm not going to. Most people have tried to kill me at this point or want to kill me. So, you know, it's like, okay, great. Really engaging in much conversation, though. I'm just kind of sitting, eating, staring pointedly, eating.
I would actually like to engage Liliana and ask her if she remembers anything about the process of her soul being dragged from death to life.
This fabulous breakfast conversation.
Question.
I know, right? I'm so interested.
Unwillingly to your body.
Wait, what?
Liliana, she has asked you that.
What do I remember?
Give me a give me a wisdom check.
I'm bad at wisdom because I'm not wise. That's a 9.
Cool. Not a whole lot.
Okay.
You remember that you were in battle, and then suddenly you were in a really uncomfortable cot on or hammock in a really smelly, moldy room, and several people that for some reason you recognized, but the previous inhabitant of your body recognized, but you are not sure who you were not sure who they were. Just kind of that waking up, there's a bloody, weird symbol on the ground with a dead body, and then just these people standing over you talking.
Okay. Well, I was fighting on a battlefield, and then I died, I assume. And then I immediately woke up in a very uncomfortable cot with a lot of very interesting people who I sort of recognized, but mostly didn't. And that was about it. About the process. There was an
Wow, so you don't remember. I'm sorry, what was that?
There was an in-between. I don't remember any of it.
Ah, I see. That's unfortunate. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I mean, I would have liked to. It'd been fun if I got that looking into a long tunnel and there's a light at the end of it sort of situation. But unfortunately, the gods whoever the hell they are did not deem me worthy enough of that kind of end, so I just appeared here.
It's always funny how we imagine light. It seems to me more darkness is appropriate, don't you think?
I guess it depends on if we're going to be stuck in eternal darkness or someplace light and bright and happy at the end of the day. I don't know. I never gave it much thought, honestly.
Stories from people in Gebrecan who like on the brink of death and come back. There's usually a lich or a demon at the end of the tunnel.
Nice.
Oh,
Well, they're all
fun.
bad, but the light is not white.
All right.
I feel that's more appropriate.
So Mary, when I think you need to be a little closer to your computer because when you're talking from that far away, it's not picking up all of it.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, Oz at this point comes over, puts his bowl down on the table.
Actually, can I walk in with Ma?
Sure, if you want to wait until
I
that comes
wanted
in.
to have the cut to the guards to like, oh, thanks for holding the door, asshole. But also I wanted to walk through and like, despite his appearance, Oz has enough social awareness to know he is with the most popular girl in school. And I want to just have a very loud and like just happy conversation with Ma. Like, oh, you are too kind. Honestly, I mean, thank you, but I do what I can.
And the subtext is, look, everybody, I'm friends with her.
Yes, yeah, no, literally, like, you know, I got a whole like, hey, look, it's Ma, and like she thinks I'm funny. That's crazy.
I totally know he's doing this, and I'll play it up.
Oh. Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm in mid sentence with Vera, something to do with what are we going to do with Liliana, and I'm just like, what?
I wouldn't
And
cut you off.
I'm like, I got my arm around her, and I'm like leaning down and laughing, like, oh, that's so funny, Vera.
Owen calls her Vera.
Vera's throwing her head back and laughing. She's chuckling at the things you're saying. I'm gonna
I
like-
call her Vera.
I would say, to my teeth, and that is Mrs. Mayweather, darling, or Ma.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I don't want to step a bound. I just felt, you know what I mean. Like we've just had that connection, and I'm gonna like look directly at one of the like guards.
You see their gazes kind of flick to each other and back to this with a little bit of confusion.
I'll just say to them, misunderstanding, darlings. Oz is a lovely boy. Absolutely lovely.
Of course, Ma. I have to run to duty, but I mean, I can run grab you a bowl if you want. If you're not staying, I mean.
Oh, we'll have a seat. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. And they let go of the doors and head off to their duty.
Over her shoulder, can I go, Adam?
Oz,
Yeah, they see it.
darling, I say this relatively quietly. I think we need to work on your people skills, but I think you have the right idea. Except for that last bit.
I'll lean in and kind of give you a knowing look and be like, yes, I understand the predicament despite how I look, but I appreciate you playing along. Thank you.
Well, all you have to do is simply rise to meet the expectation I've set.
Oh, and it's a high expectation. And I'll kind of like nod my head.
Come on, let's go get some eggs and bacon.
Actually, I think you have a little bit of a conversation. I can take a seat on a table. Come to me whenever you come to your decision.
Please. Sorry, DM. At this point, is he in on it or not yet?
So Nick, are you gonna go with the oath or are you staying out of the conversation?
Give me a Vera, Mrs. Mayweather. Give me a brief overview of what you would have told Oz.
Yeah, just the oath is you may not discuss this plan, the plan involving the ship, with anyone outside the group, or the commandant, the Hexenvancer, or why can I never remember her name? Rusonia?
Yeah.
Rusonia.
Yeah.
It does not bind you to the activity. It just means
Sure.
if you're in on what this is about, you cannot reveal it to anyone else.
Oh, well, there's not much discussion to be had. I love discussions. I will feel free to bind me to whatever pencil thing. I don't care. I'll sit with you.
Okay. So yeah, so you get sworn in by the tribune of the camp, and so you guys, yeah, so you're all in this oath. You're at your breakfast table. What are you guys doing?
Listening.
Oh, we apparently have some options, all. Let's keep our voices down. For those who weren't here, I'll explain the quest that was set by the commandant. So option A, kidnap the helmsman. Option B,
The ideal. So the ideal is basically get Vreeman soldiers aboard the ship, right? Take out the sentries, get them aboard, and help them take over the ship as completely and as efficiently as possible.
Yeah.
Option two,
B.
at the very least, is get the helmsman and bring him back to the camp.
Because they ultimately want the ship and the
Yes.
helmsman, but they'll settle for just the helmsman.
Right, because you guys had
Yeah.
told them that as best you could figure, whatever magic it was that allowed this ship to safely cross the inland sea, had to do with the helmsman himself. So at that point, the focus was, okay, at least get us the helmsman.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I favor option A. I'd rather have more men there to absorb more danger rather than
I will let you know that the encounters for going out to the ship. So if you're traveling through the city to the Wizard Tower, it's this zone for difficulty. If you guys are going out to the ship, I'm rolling on the wilds table.
Okay.
So that is
Wow.
that is considered wilderness. So I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oz is in the wilderness, so yeah, not super down with that.
Mm.
I don't like the wild table.
Yeah,
So let's not.
Agreed.
I also.
Wasn't there a way when we were looking at the map that we could kind of get to at least part way to the ship via the city?
Yes. So if you're going by just the most efficient route, you can get to kind of the edge of the city here. It'll be two rolls for encounters inside the city, and then it'll be 2 rolls to get from the edge of the city to the ship.
Well, I guess we simply have to weigh acceptable risk.
Yeah.
The city's not a problem. The ghouls are very easy to be dealt with. It's just not been a problem for me. Honestly, don't even consider it.
You must be truly blessed with good fortune then.
So, no, just that they die just as anyone else does, and if you hit them first, they die first. It's fairly easy.
Ah, yes, it's the hitting that we usually have difficulty with.
Fair enough.
Since we have a day or two to get back, could we check out the Wizard Tower first, and then maybe the day after do this mission for the boat?
Perhaps we should accomplish our main objective, which is, I think, the boat, and the wizard tower is how do you say icing? Mrs. Mayweather, is that how the saying goes?
On the
Gravy,
cake.
that's it. Gravy.
Well,
Rest is gravy.
Pre-
Great icing on the cake. Whatever. It's a food metaphor I approve. But I must confess that I do find the ship's mission rather more important in terms of Taliyah, yours and my conversation with the commandant regarding
Yes.
the future of our city.
Right.
I'd rather be on their favorable side.
Well, and I think it's important to support the commandant. She's a good person, and I think she's doing her best with the Legion here, and any support we can give, I think, is a good thing.
That will
Well,
help.
I should mention, as we travel through towards the Wizard Tower, we will have to go through another, and he kind of points at his map, like a little bit of an unexplored area. I don't know if that adds any more danger for you guys. It's just the city. There's nothing in there, but I want to be honest. Yeah. And there's like a big question mark and like a white space. It's like, yeah, I'm not sure what's right here. That's the fastest route to the tower.
Have you been by the pyramids, Oz? By the pyramid?
He just looks at you and has like a very shocked face, just like, yes, we should not go to the pyramids. That's a bad idea. There's just there's just a lot happening over there.
Yeah.
We should avoid that.
I meant to ask earlier, what is your background? Where did you come from? Are you a mercenary? Were you a native of the city?
Well, I've been traveling for a few years. That makes a difference. I've been with the caravan from a couple years for now.
With the Legion?
Yeah, I traveled. What do you mean? What is my background? What does that have to do with anything?
No, it's a personal matter. My elder brother, the one who I was looking for actually when they introduced me to you, Lorban, he was a mercenary. He went with the Stray Crows, and I was wondering if perhaps you might have ran with similar groups.
I think it's, as you've said, a bit of a personal matter, and I've just been traveling with them for now. I haven't said Lorban. I haven't heard of him. Have I heard of it? DM?
Give me a just straight investigation, I guess, or perception. I'll give you either one.
I
In the
will take
meantime,
perception. 11.
You have heard the name, but it's not an uncommon one.
Yeah, Lorban, the one with the big red beard, right?
Well, he certainly didn't have a beard when I last saw him, but who knows what he got up to.
He's like short and stocky.
No, he's tall and thin and
Oh, well,
red hair, like mine used to be.
yeah, I know a couple of Lorbans. I'm sorry, I don't know your brother.
All right, thank you.
really fast insight check Oz regarding his reluctance to talk about his background. Is it more like, I just don't trust you guys, or is it more like, this is painful, I don't want to talk about it?
Give me an insight check.
I was going to do that, and then I remembered that we have Vera, so I'll let Vera do that.
19.
Since that's her thing.
A 19. There's definitely some evasion, and there's not. It's not just that, that's private and I don't trust you.
Okay.
There's a hint of something else.
Okay. Well, I think more information is always valuable, and clearly it's valuable to you, Oz, that we explore more of this city. I personally have interest in it because potentially I might need to bargain for my son's lives, and I'd rather have as much on my side as possible.
Regarding what? You said information is valuable, but the information that I'm looking for is valuable because there has been value specifically given to it. And it's gold. There's no value in this specific.
Yes,
I
but
can walk around. I can't even call you Vera, and you say information. We're not that personal. So
It's not personal, Oz. No one calls her Vera.
my husband called me Vera, and no one else.
fair enough. Maybe we can strike up a conversation as we adventure further.
Yes, it seems, however, that if someone sets a monetary value on you completing this map, it must be of value to them.
What information are you? He looks very. He always has a tired expression, but he looks very tired. What do you want me to tell you? Is there like specific information?
No, simply that if we fill in this gap, this question mark on your map, then that will also be of value to us later on.
Yeah, let's
And if
do that.
you take that route to the ship, then it will be icing.
Gravy. Perfect.
Oz, I'm wondering about this footnote you have on the side of the map here near where you've drawn in the camp. What is that about?
You're talking
It
about.
says, direct him at the cleric?
I'm trying to read this. Sorry.
It's right next to the Legion camp. It says direct them at the cleric, get him out of the way.
Is it talking about the voice?
No, it's
I'm
underneath
sorry.
that.
This is the
So-
outside.
It's
No, you're
right
fine.
next to the Legion camp.
Yes, I know what it is. Josh, DM, I don't know what that is.
But a few times as you've been in the Palace District, kind of skirting around and trying to get closer to where the Wizard Tower is, there's a man dressed in dirty robes and armor, with kind of almost a beatific expression on his face, just constantly, keeps almost catching you there. And with him there, you have not been willing to basically get in deeper alone. A preliminary thought was to possibly try and get the Legion after the cleric and see if they could help you.
Got it.
A half-orc gentleman, barefoot in dirty robes, I assume.
I didn't
Yes.
tell you that. I said, oh, him. There's this weird beggar man in the town. He just kind of makes me uncomfortable, and I wanted to distract the cleric by getting him involved because somehow he's sturdy, so I don't want to that's just a footnote for myself. Don't worry about that.
I see, but is he ridiculously cheerful and very kind and sweet looking and half-orc gentleman?
I'm gonna look at her really hard and be like, yes.
Oh dear. Okay, yeah, we need to stay away from him.
Also, try not to metagame here, but I only just saw who is Darbad Meg at the top of this map, and my brain just exploded.
Oh, I haven't even seen that part yet.
I just saw, like, sorry.
I've been holding this in front of you. I don't think anyone's necessarily seen the map to look at that, but yeah.
Favorite stadium. The fuck happened here? That's my.
I like
You're
the nope, fuck that voice. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so that's
All
his.
right.
Yeah. Well, so should we avoid what? Are we still going to explore this question mark, or what is the problem?
Well,
I would
I
say,
think the ship first, yes?
but I think the suggestion was that is the fastest way to the ship.
And
Uh,
also, the have you been in the wilds? Frankly, it's just probably the fastest way to get yourself killed.
No, we ventured an hour outside of Onishur, and yeah, a hag very nearly took us out.
Not good.
Hour. You were outside of the town for an hour.
Yeah,
Not good.
and then the tower that we went to was mobbed by a bunch of goblins who were being mind controlled by some goblin king somewhere else that we never figured out what was going on with that.
Really didn't.
Nope.
And as I've been racking my brains, going through all of my old dreams, yeah, no, I feel like there's danger there. Yeah, so no, the wilds are bad.
Yeah. Vera has a mortal fear of the wilds. So she's not down for that, except if necessary, which this kind of is. But to minimize that, she wants to spend as much time in the city as possible.
So going to the wizard tower would be safer than traveling to the ship in the wilds, or we wouldn't be using the wilds, we'd be traveling through unknown parts of the city.
So the
Is
way
that
it works,
my
the way
understanding?
it works is if you guys travel through this. If you guys go to the wizard tower, then based on the route you take, there will be 6 to 8 potential encounters, all of which you guys could skip if you roll well enough. Going outside the city, if you guys are going for the ship, there will be 2 in-city encounter rolls and then 2 wilds rolls. The city's been gone for a year, so right the area immediately outside the walls is considered the wilds. Because it is outside the battleground of the Legion, the undead, the ghouls.
But the goal so far, at least for most of us, is to go to the ship and then go to the tower afterwards or on the way back, something like that. Mainly because if we go to the ship with some legionnaires, we'll have backup.
I like the legionnaires part. Yes, let's take all the people we can.
Liliana, what do you think, dearie?
Well, from what I remember, being outside of the city is never a good thing unless you have an entire massive army. So I'm more interested in staying inside of the city as much as
Agreed.
possible.
But do you consider the goal to outweigh the risks to get to this ship? I mean, we will have to spend at least a little amount of time in the wilds to do so.
I mean, sure, at some point, We're either going to die inside of the city or outside of the city, so we might as well just choose.
Or we might as well die in the service of trying to get some Vreeman favor. I mean, your stated goals have been to try and make your way in Vreem, and this may serve you.
That is true.
Oh, are we agreed? Take some legionnaires, take as many as they wish to get onto that ship. Take the most expeditious route to the ship, which is partway through the city, partway through the wilds, and do our best.
Well, I do think that if the commandant is sending her men with us, that she will probably want to dictate which route we take.
True.
But Joshua, if I remember correctly, she didn't say she would send people with us, right?
Well, you're supposed to be getting Vreeman soldiers onto the ship.
Okay, all right. Sorry, last week was rough for me, so I don't remember everything.
That's totally okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the basic idea would be scout ahead, get a path to the ship, ensure non-detection of the Vreeman soldiers, and then get them onto the ship with as little violence and
Okay.
bloodshed as possible.
Okay.
Clarifying point though. Try and disguise the soldiers however long as possible from the crew of the Charon, but we can show them as many ghouls as we want.
Show who as many ghouls you want.
As we're not trying to sneak all these soldiers through the whole city. We're only trying to conceal them from the crew of the Charon.
Right.
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you like if the squad runs into ghouls, just butcher all the ghouls. That's fine. Whatever you want to do, but you need to get them onto the ship, and the crew is large enough that a few squads can't really fight the entire crew.
Mm-hmm. We'd have to be smarter than that.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, we are remarkably dumb, so let's do this.
So
Such faith.
there have been arguments on both sides: tower or ship.
Ship.
Shit.
Sorry.
Well, I think that we've said it. The way to get to either of them, the fastest way is through this question mark. I guess we don't even have to make this decision yet. Are we going to the question mark or going around?
No, so the question mark is out of the way if you guys are heading to the ship.
That's not what I said.
Yes,
Oh.
but Taliyah can read a map, and she will know that that is not the case.
No, but I'm telling you, I've gone through the city. This is the faster route. I don't really know what you.
So, but we are aiming for the ship, which is over here, and I'll point to it on the map. To where it is.
This area has a little bit of, and I'm like the area between there and the camp is like, it's a little difficult to get through.
Right. Yes. Unfortunate. And I mean, I really want to go to the wizard tower and beat my master there and take away all the good stuff if there's anything left. But I think the end goals are better served by pursuing the ship at this moment.
And perhaps making a deal with our friend Oz that once the ship has been attained, the wizard's tower will be next, to the best of our
I know.
power.
The only problem is that the longer we delay, the more likely it is that my master will have ensconced himself in the tower by the time we get there.
Well, that's excellent, because that means you won't be on the ship.
The commandant did mention to you guys that the ship, based on what they can figure out, is far from full. So it's going to take them at least a few more days to finish. And yes, the more you delay, if you're going for the ship, the more likely it is that Kelfir will have found and taken everything out of the wizard tower.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I advocate going to the wizard tower first because we do have time on the ship. It's not going anywhere as quickly as we could get to the wizard tower, and I think the route might be a little safer going to the wizard tower than facing the wilds. Again, we would probably be by ourselves, but
yes,
I would like to argue the case for the wizard's tower first.
Even in death, logic.
Just to clarify, though, the wilds are unavoidable, right?
The what are unavoidable?
Wilds are unavoidable if we're going to
The
get through.
wilds are unavoidable, yes.
Okay. So it's more, are we going to take the more direct route through the city and then do the wilds, or are we going to take a detour, do the wizard's tower, and then go through the wilds?
so we can't accomplish them both on the same day, right? We will
On the
be
same-
extremely stretched thin, and all of our resources will be
Right.
tapped.
Depending on how well your
Yes.
and stealth goes through the city, you guys are going to be facing quite a bit.
And the commandant will never send her men with us to loot the wizard's tower. If they wanted the stuff that was in there, they would have already gone.
Not if your pitch is, hey, can you help us do this thing that we want to do that has no tangible benefit for you or your legion?
Yeah, no.
to frame it that we are trying to prevent the wizard from the ship from getting a hold of powerful magics before we have to fight him.
I like that pitch. Yes.
Except that I don't know. I don't know how much I can say. But I think that she doesn't care what happens to the city once it's no longer Vreem's problem, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I
So I'm
understand.
not sure that she will be swayed by that pitch.
I'm talking about her problem. She wants us to take the ship. If there is a very powerful wizard imbued with all the powers that he found in that wizard tower there to fight, I'd much rather fight him without that material.
True, although I do not think that it was Kelfir's intention to return to Worcestershire after visiting the tower. It was my understanding that he intended to take it over and stay there.
Does the commandant know that?
She and I have not discussed it, so I doubt it.
I suspect what the commandant knows, if she does know that there is a very powerful wizard aboard that ship, is merely that there is a very powerful wizard aboard that ship, and that presumably he will stay there. If we can offer an explanation that that wizard is leaving to gain more power and then returning, it might convince her to let us take a detour with some assistance.
Well, you would know
I
better
support this plan.
those ways than I. Tobias
me,
always said I was a rotten liar.
Exploring an area that the commandant wanted to see. That this is, I mean, it's right next to the Legion camp, and there's a gaping hole, and they don't even know what's right there. It's right next to the camp, and we don't know. So this is useful knowledge for the defense of her own people.
And I suppose it could be framed as a quid pro quo. We want to do the wizard's tower in exchange for doing the ship.
Yes. I like all of those pitches. We should do them all.
I'm not sure that quid pro quo will work with them, but we can try.
Well, they apparently want this ship badly enough. They're going to have to prove it. But it seems to me like we have several sensible arguments.
Well, I wish there was some way we could be in touch with the councilman. To see. That would be a good way of opening communications there and determining what Vreem could accomplish in Onisher.
Well, at the moment, Onisher a factor in the equation. Worcestershire is our challenge, and I'd rather do it with legionnaires at my side.
Agreed.
So, we're going to have to pitch this. Who's got the best
Who has the highest persuasion? Yes.
Mine?
Where aren't you proficient?
I'm proficient. Yeah.
Mine's only a +2. No,
Mine's
it's
a plus.
+5. I'm sorry, I lied. I was looking at the wrong thing. +5.
Let's back each other up then, because we're both a +5.
Yeah, but
I find myself to be a rather charming person too.
But Taliyah, I don't want you to say anything you're uncomfortable saying. I know you trust the commandant, and she trusts you. I don't want you to have to tell a lie or anything you don't want to say.
well, that wouldn't do any of us any good anyway. Honestly.
So, if any truth is to be stretched, I'll stretch it.
Excellent. I will attempt not to stop you.
Mind you, again, she does apparently trust you, so perhaps you could do the opening pitch. Namely,
Okay.
that see certain benefits to her to going to the tower first, even though it is a detour. And
But
then go.
what exactly are those benefits to her again? Because I still am not clear on that, because she clearly doesn't care about Kelfir. She didn't indicate that she did when I told her of him.
Well, I think she would care if we pitch it that there is a very powerful wizard aboard that ship, which we are trying to deceive our way past or fight our way past, and is far better if he is, if not taken out entirely, since we cannot do that, at least less powerful than he could potentially be.
There's also an extremely large area that she has no idea is what is in it, dangers or whatever, is right next to a camp. You could pitch it like that.
It's right next to where the camp used to be, but the camp has moved since then.
But it's still right there. I mean, it's like, how close is it really? It's pretty close.
Right.
And they move for a reason, right?
Well, yes.
It's
So this is
also
the danger that should be taken care of.
2 birds, 1 stone.
All right. So we are going to try to attempt both of these on the same day.
Well, if not on the same day, on the same trip. It seems
Also,
if the tower can be taken, which your master seems to think it could be, then it could be a haven, at least for a night.
also, it's just not really a problem if we can take a step forward, and if that step is a bad step, we can step back. No one knows what's there. It's the whole thing.
Right. That is the one thing that we always do forget, is that there is no shame in running for your life.
There's a little bit of shame.
So often.
There's a little bit of shame. That's funny.
All right.
There's no shame. Just a little bit of
Well then, and if she will not give us legionnaires to support our foray to the unknown area and then potentially the wizard's tower and the ship, since I still find it difficult to find a vested interest for Vreem in our side excursion, other than, as Ozymandias has pointed out, the potential of exploring unexplored areas and knowing what dangers are there. What then?
Well,
What's our plan B, so to speak?
our persuasion fails, we simply go with plan A. We go to the.
Very well then. I shall.
Would you be happy with that, Ozymandias?
Yes. I don't know why there was so much planning involved. It really wouldn't have been a problem. Why didn't we just go and then find out?
I'd rather not face the wilds in particular.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If we go through the wizard tower, this area within the city, I mean, it's not like there's going to be a dragon in there. It's a city.
Oh, the days when I would have loved to have seen a dragon. Now it's probably some undead aberration. Well, if you two want to stay here and hash it out, I need to go chat with the gentleman and collect my things, my kit from the tent. So I will be back. I'll see you, perhaps, Mrs. Mayweather, at the commandant's office in approximately 28 minutes.
Don't forget your big girl socks.
What? I'm sorry?
I said, don't forget your big girl socks. We're going to go do a dangerous mission. So.
Oh, of course. I always have those.
Good.
And I will go to Garrett. Damn, that's where I'm headed.
Okay, you're headed to Garrett. What are other people doing?
Well, me just as a player to clarify that we're all agreed on what we're doing. Just roleplay aside.
Yeah.
That we're gonna try and convince the commandant to let us take the legionnaires with us on the detour to the Wizard's Tower, then to the hills. We're going directly to the ship. But that being said, if we survive, we can do the Wizard's Tower.
On a detour, it's a very important mission that is a time constraint that needs to happen prior to the ship.
That'll be the pitch. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, before we go into a combat situation, can I switch out one of my spells?
Yeah. Did you figure out what you wanted to take?
Yes. Can I switch out Featherfall for Shatter?
Ah, okay. So we'll get rid of Featherfall here, and we will add Shatter.
Oh, and I have 4 level 1, 3 level 2, and 2 level 3 spell slots.
Oh, yeah. Why did that not? That didn't update.
It
All right,
didn't.
I'll figure out your spell slots later. But yeah, you've got 2 third
Okay.
levels.
Yay! Thank you.
So Taliyah's gonna go talk to Garrett. What are other people doing?
I am.
Could I acquire any health potions?
Any what?
Any health potions from the medical facilities?
They are not going to give you, like, the Legion is not going to give independent contractors valuable health potions while they are in the middle of enemy territory.
Okay, thought I'd try.
If you would like, if you do not already have one, you can put together a medical kit.
Yeah, I will do that.
What is that called? That's just a medicine.
Healer's kit.
Oh, healer's kit. Thank you.
Yep.
Healer's kit.
Healer's kit.
All right. You now have a healer's kit. Okay. Other people?
Right.
If we've got an easy bit of downtime here, can I go? Do you have a quartermaster or somebody who does sales? Because I've got lots of random crap that I found in the camp underneath Worcestershire. I got like this carved figurine and these white silk gloves and all sorts of random crap that I want to know if there.
Of course you do.
So what are you trying to say?
Sorry.
So real quick, guys, can we everybody mute your mic, because for some reason I can't. Grace's mic just goes in and out and in and out, and I think the program is trying to receive from multiple things. So you are taking all of your stuff to the quartermaster, and what are you trying to do?
See if anything is of interest to him, or if he sees something that would be of more interest to a something Vancer, then I'll go to that person.
Yeah, they would take.
Can I go
They
with
would
her?
take your silvered short sword.
I was thinking more not the weapons.
Okay, they're not really interested in knickknacks. They will give you a pretty good price for your potion of healing.
Nope.
The Hexen would take your splintered wand.
I'll give that to him.
Okay.
Can I have gone with her?
Yeah.
I think there are some items that would be very necessary for us to pick up. I found them to be useful within the city. It's some special types of ammunition. It's actually like a broadhead. You can put it to your crossbow. I see you have one too. I kind of like hold on my hand crossbow, and you fire it, and it just absolutely shreds the ghouls. I think if we picked up a couple more of those, that'd be good for us. If you wanted to come on.
I like the look of that. Very nice. Can I like compare hand crossbows with his?
Yeah. They're yours is nicer. But they are equally functional.
Mine is well worn.
But yeah, if you wanted to buy some broadheads,
I wanted to go and talk to the guy. If we want to just quickly go through this, my strategy would be to come in and leverage Ma we want to be able to protect Ma and make sure that we're on a dangerous mission. You wouldn't want her to get hurt, would you? So we need 20 broadheads and 5 firecrackers. and I think 100 gold would be good for that, right?
Let me find my sheet. So you were trying to negotiate for a better price
20 down.
by leveraging Ma.
Yes.
So here's the thing that sucks about Vreemans. You are asking a quartermaster to violate his oaths. So I'll give you a persuasion check. I will let you know that the DC is absurd.
Why even give me a roll? I mean, okay, yes. So, how is that violating? As he says that to me, I'm like, how was that violating an oath? Your oath would protect people and offer supplies, right?
Yeah, well, my oath as quartermaster is to keep track of everything, and everything has a set price, and to sell and distribute all of these things equally. Without, I mean, you read stories from history of the other armies, and they all face these horrible supply problems because the quartermaster is being bribed by this patrol or that squad, and it's all just a mess. So there are set prices, and I'm allowed to give you things up to a limit for a certain price, and nothing above or below that.
So, if you think about it this way, how many times have you eaten in the mess hall? And how many times has your food been above the value that you would have gotten for that because of Vera? Consider that's just you are repaying a debt that you owe to her, honestly.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Whatever my personal feelings, the person who designed and swore me to the oath had none of those things in mind. So, if you would like to convince the commandant to allow me to give you this for a better price, you are free to do that. But if you would like these arrows now, and he's got a quiver of broadhead, actually 2 quivers of broadhead arrows, or I guess broadhead bolts on the counter in front of him, then that would be 100 gold for the lot.
Would you like to talk to him?
Young man, you said 100 gold?
Yes.
Both quivers?
Yeah, 100 total.
I put 100 gold on the table and I take both quivers and I hand one to Oz.
All right.
You don't need to. Okay. I owe you one. Okay.
Nonsense. You're going to keep us all alive in the city. You're the expert. And Quartermaster dear, thank you for your service.
Of course, I have to. But Ma, it has been a delight to serve you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, I've put a quiver of broadhead bolts into both of your inventories. So at the moment, each of those is at a D20.
And what is the significance of the broadheads?
Broadhead arrows.
Plus anything without armor.
Yeah. So if you're shooting somebody who's not wearing any armor, which is basically like civilians and deer, you'll do an extra D6 damage.
What about ghouls?
Oh, actually, yeah, unarmored ghouls. Yeah, that would work actually as well.
That was the whole thing. Oz has used them all the time on those things. And it's been
Actually,
glory.
yeah, against any kind of normal ghoul or the beggar ghouls, or even the ghasts. Actually, these would actually be really effective.
That's all I wanted to do.
Alrighty. Liliana and so Shoji, you just went and got a medicine kit. Liliana, are there any preparations you want to do?
I wanted to pick up a quarterstaff if possible. It's one of the only weapons that I can use.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get a quarterstaff. Let me grab you a price on that. Prices and slots, PHP. Quarterstaff. Yeah, that's just 2 silver pieces.
Hey, I'll take it. Yeah.
You got it. Okay. Alrighty. Taliyah, you go to Geert. You find him. He's just kind of walking around camp, attempting to fit in.
And how are you today, Garrett?
Oh, Taliyah, yeah, it's fine. It's actually, I don't think I rolled for the weather today. Oh, yeah. It's getting warmer out, and it's a nice day. It's clear. It's not warm,
Okay.
but you
Isn't
can
that-
see that off of some of the buildings and structures inside the camp, you can see small streams of water coming off. It's not a big melt, but
A little thaw.
little thaw. Yeah.
Okay.
As
Is
you're
it the 15th? Is that
tiptoeing
right?
into spring. What'd you say?
Is it the 15th? Is that right? I'm trying to keep track
No.
of the date.
Today, I believe, is the 18th.
Okay, the 18th.
Yes,
Right.
it is the 18th.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to keep track of that. So thank you. So I
Thank
will
you
just.
again. Thank you again for all of your support yesterday. I'm feeling much more myself today.
Oh, good. I'm so glad.
Can I help you?
Well, I wanted to check in and let you know how things are going and just see how you were. I wanted to make sure you were all right. I think I'm going to go speak with the commandant about a job that Oz wants our help with in the city.
Oh, all right.
So I wanted to check in with you and make sure you were all right. And
Of course, I think I will be fine. Just
okay.
lots of things kind of built up, and then it all kind of explodes, and then you're back down.
Yeah.
Back down. Okay.
It can be that way sometimes. Yes.
Good.
All
All
right,
right.
well-
You said you are heading into the city, and he kind of starts to take off
Oh.
this image of the spear and the shattered moon.
Oh, Garrett, seriously,
he-
no.
No,
You
but
should keep it.
you will not be able to benefit from any of your abilities without it.
You're certain? But then you won't be able. What if they need you?
We have cicadas. Usually, I'm not needed anyway. Please take it.
All
You will need
right.
it as another.
I will accept it very timidly.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
but-
thinking of Samble hat.
I was going to say, he says, now, of course, now you are not allowed to die out there, right? This is the deal we have made. You must come back.
I will do my very best. I promise. I'll swear to it if you like, but
Promises like that, like
but there are things beyond my control. But I will feel safer knowing that the mother is watching me. But
Alrighty, you have
You-
a holy symbol of Silhaloon now.
you must be careful and not die here.
I'm surrounded by 4,000 of Imperial soldiers. There's very little that could kill me in the time it would
Okay,
take you to
well-
return.
Don't start any fist fights.
Are you taking Oz with you?
Yes.
Yeah, that won't be a problem.
All right. The other guys don't give you any trouble.
I mean, they don't really. The position of priesthood is new, and nobody really quite knows how it fits in or where I am in the command structure. So nobody really knows how to act around me, and I don't really know how to act around anyone else. But that is a personal problem and not a problem with the Legion. Anyway,
Well, it is a problem with which I readily identify. I
Yeah.
never seem to know how to act either. So
of course.
thank you.
But
Garrett.
yeah, I won't keep you from the commandant. Thank you for checking up. And
Yes.
he kind of like reaches his hands forward, just kind of to like touch your elbows lightly, and kind of like leans in a little, like just kind of, like not sure what kind of, and he like pecks you on the cheek and backs away.
All right, I'll just go for a hug.
And he has turned he has turned away partially to kind of quickly walk away. So you like catch him in kind of like a 3/4 hug, where you've got him like not on the side, but almost from the back a little bit. And he kind of, and he kind of pats your hand, and like soldiers all around you are just looking at this and just like face palming. Some people are like doubled over laughing. It's just kind of awkwardly part and walking different directions.
And I look around quickly. Nobody that I care about was around, right?
You know what? Everybody give me a perception check.
Wait, really?
Please, Leon,
Yeah.
I have seen. Oh my God.
I'm gonna break that little boy's heart. Oh dang!
Oh shit.
Perception.
This is perception.
Perception.
7.
Okay, that was a 23.
Oh, not Mr.
Oh.
Mayweather.
You have a +9. Oh, because you've got expertise. I was like, how do you have +9 at level 5? Okay. Vera, you definitely see this as you're walking out of the quartermasters with Oz. Oz is, giving a dirty look and flipping the bird to somebody off that way. But you see as Garrett like leans in, kisses her on the cheek, and then just the awkward hug and just the very straight back, stiff-legged walk away from each other.
I'll store that for future knowledge.
You do so. So 28 minutes after you guys part, you kind of meet outside the command building.
All right.
Ready to go? Any final discussion before you head in and talk to the commandant?
No, I just would have like splashed some snow on my face or something.
Okay. Your whole face is now red and cold.
Okay.
You do that and think better of myself and like shake the twigs and crumbs out of my hair and beard and just kind of like straighten my coat. And surprisingly, Oz stands relatively tall and has kind of like his slouch like this is kind of like a setback now, and like, oh, why don't you stay like that always?
Yeah, you've never seen him straighten up before, but like a truly astonishing amount of filth and like twigs and dust like falls out of his hair, and like he kind of straightens the jerkin, and there's like a little puff of air coming out, and it smells truly hideous. But when he like actually stands up, he's big.
You're rather
So-
respectful looking now, Oz.
Oh, I figured it was important for now. It's not, and then just literally trails off like that.
Usonia comes out right as you do that and goes, "Oh, all right, son. I hope you are more articulate in front of the commandant. She is ready for you."
Right.
And she ushers you guys into the commandant's office. She is there sitting behind her desk in the day, Taliyah, in the day that you did not work for her.
I was
Like-
just gonna ask.
The stuff on the desk, like your neat piles are in slight disarray. It's nowhere near the mess that it was originally, but like you're noticing things where it's just like, nope, that's not what we were doing with that.
Nope.
And
And I
of
will
course-
just, without sitting down or even really saying anything, I will just walk to the desk and start putting things to rights until she stops me.
No, it's fine. She's sitting there clearly expecting you guys all to just kind of stop and array in front of the desk, and you just walk right around behind it and she kind of pushes her chair back and goes, yeah, all right. So, and the rest of the conversation is basically like you doing work on the desk, and she's like leaning around you to keep talking to kind of the group and whatnot. But so you have decided on what you are going to do with the Charon.
Yeah,
Yes.
we intend to accept your offer to, shall we say, smuggle some of your men aboard the Charon. However, we have a suggestion as to the plan.
Of course.
Yes. So our new friend, Ozymandias, do you know him?
Yes. I
Okay.
have received several reports about him.
Yes.
You asked me to do the map, and I'll pull it out. The map.
Well,
Yes. We have made a copy.
so he thinks that perhaps if we could sort of what was the saying, Mrs. Mayweather, kill two birds with one stone,
Darling.
and go and explore this area that he has not yet mapped out on kind of the way to the ship. I know it seems a little bit roundabout, but
So real quick, are you guys pointing at the big question mark that's just kind of smack dab in the center of the city, or are you talking about the one that has Wizard Tower question mark in it?
no,
In
the
the
big
middle.
question mark.
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
Right in the middle. Okay. She looks at the map. That is quite a bit out of the way. How will going to help you with the ship?
Well, it appears there's actually rather three birds with one stone. That bird is to help you map out an area that clearly you're interested in, or you would not have hired our friend Oz here. The Wizard Tower, however, is of a little bit more interest. My friend Taliyah here has some experience with a crew member aboard the ship we are attempting to infiltrate.
Oh, he's not a crew member, Mrs. Mayweather. He's the charterer of the ship.
Very important.
This would be the man that is going to kill you.
Yes, that one.
Yes. And he has a vested interest in this Wizard Tower, and frankly, it's a matter of time. If he gets there first, he would be, frankly, possibly, a good deal more difficult to defeat. However, if we beat him there, take the resources he would have taken, and then get to the ship, we might have better success with him.
That is a long ways through the city.
It is, but I do believe, Commandant, that it is his intention to set up shop, so to speak, and perhaps make himself a stronghold within this tower if it is not ruined beyond repair. And that could potentially be problematic for a lot of things.
How exactly
Also-
would that be problematic for the Legion? Is he allying himself with the ghouls?
I don't believe he has any allies.
Frankly, the fact that he has no allies implies that his loyalties are undetermined and perhaps for sale. And one can never tell if he would turn against the Vreem. I assure you, this is a powerful and dangerous man.
Oz, what did you say during that?
Well, I just was going to say that there's definitely, you are in a bit of a defensive position, and there's a lot of unknown. And as the city continues to further to develop, if you leave it to develop, and as well as the unknown, you'll be at even further disadvantage. And if we can discover what's there, can continue to stay here and know more and keep your people safe. And furthermore, we know that this wizard is seeking power and allegiances with anything and everything. If he teams up with whatever this weird cleric thing is, it's just too powerful spellcaster. Don't want to have a meeting.
Okay, so let's do this. Two of you give me a persuasion check, and one of you can have advantage.
Ooh, I have +7 to persuasion.
You were not part of this conversation.
So you say it's either two of us roll or one with advantage? Is that what
No,
I'm
no, no.
hearing?
Two of you are going to roll. One of those two can roll with advantage.
Okay.
What'd you say?
Taliyah, you roll with advantage.
All right.
Yeah. You can roll regular.
Wait, wait, before anybody rolls anything, is it me and Jenny rolling persuasion?
So, of the three of you, any two of you can roll persuasion. One of those two people can roll that persuasion check with advantage. It is up to you who does the rolling.
I think it makes sense if she has advantage because she's her aide and she trusts her, so we can give it to Taliyah. And then I can roll for us.
I
plus
have 5 though.
Sure, go ahead. She probably,
Okay.
likes you more anyway.
Okay, so give me a roll with advantage from Taliyah and then a straight roll from Grace. I mean Vera.
Ooh,
That's a 16 for me.
and that's a 22.
So what you are suggesting is that you go explore that part and then go to the wizard tower and then to the ship.
Or we go directly to the wizard's tower and then to the ship.
Yes.
I will tell you what. I will not send 3 squads with you through so much of the city. I will, however, give you instructions to carry with you, so that if you run into any Vreeman patrols that are already out there, it will command them to render you whatever aid you need.
My
That is very
question,
generous.
At the same time, I will dispatch 3 squads to the city gates. They will await you at the opening to the harbor, and when you guys arrive there, you can lead them and take the ship.
that is very fair.
Yes.
Yeah, sweet. That's good.
Thank you, Commandant.
Of course.
And if we wish to send letters to Anishir and we are successful in gaining the control of the ship for the Legion, may we do that?
Of course. So Lady Mayweather's letters have been read and nothing has been found wrong with them.
May I leave letters with you?
Indeed.
Thank you. I will do that. And of course, you can read them.
And as always, or not as always, but as I said before, should this be successful, then when the time comes to make contact with Worcestershire, I would very much appreciate your assistance in that matter.
With Anishir. I'll correct automatically.
Really? Shit! She calms herself. And as you do that absentmindedly as you're tidying her desk, and she goes, "Just no, Taliyah, it's fine. You can leave it. Sonia will see to it later." Yes. Then the time comes to make contact with Anishir. Your assistance would be appreciated.
Of course. In fact,
But-
one of the letters that I shall write will be to our contact within Anishir. Perhaps you would like to help me with that one.
Indeed, I would appreciate any words that you could say to convince the Lord Samverhain, as you called him before, and the Legion will attach a note to it.
Yes.
Do
I
you
will avoid looking at Vera while I say that.
mind if I have some input?
Of course,
Thank you.
but that is a discussion for another time. If indeed this wizard is on his way to the tower, and you would like to get there before he does, then you should leave this all speed.
Yes, we should.
All right.
Hey,
Is there anything else? I mean, you are dismissed.
Thank you.
Oz, what were you going to say?
I just said thanks really awkwardly.
Okay.
Are you really sure you don't want me to do something about this pile of correspondence before I leave?
No, so correspondence will wait. Resupply will not be here for several days, so as
Very
long
well.
as you return before then, you will have lots of time to.
Yes.
All right,
What?
if you will. She gestures you out.
Okay. All right. We go
Well, I
out,
think
right?
Right.
Yes.
I'll just leave the tent. I'll just kind of nod and walk out.
Okay. Yeah, you guys head out the hallway. Is there anything that you want to do, real quick before you head out? All right. So your path here is you're heading from the Legion camp. You're going to try and explore that question mark,
Yeah.
and then head up the north or the south ramp.
Let me look at the map again.
So far, Oz just wanted to go to the question mark. You didn't think about it yet.
Okay. It just depends. So I pre-rolled encounters for whichever path, like any path that you guys took. So I just need to know which of those lists I'm using.
Which
Oz
is the
says
more
north.
direct route to the
Oz says north.
tower?
Yeah,
North.
north is closer to the tower, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
All right. The direct route into the North Tower. All righty. So here we go. Give me. Oh, I'm sorry. Here's how we do it. So the way we're going to do this, I've modified the travel just a little bit so that person number 3 isn't stuck trying to use a skill without knowing what's coming.
Okay.
Here's what we're going to do. Give me the first 2 checks. So we need a scout who's rolling perception, and then a navigator who's rolling straight intelligence.
I vote that I can roll intelligence.
Out.
Okay. At which point I will narrate if neither of you fail, so if you both succeed, then I will narrate the encounter that you can avoid, and then person number 3 will describe how they kind of put the final touches on avoiding that. So we'll try it this way so that people don't have to try and use blind skills here. So first check, who's our scout and who's our navigator?
I'm the navigator.
Okay,
Scout.
good. Vera, give me perception. Taliyah, give me straight intelligence.
Bold.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Sweet.
All right. As you guys are creeping through the city, you're kind of winding through small alleyways, avoiding larger streets. Words. And as you guys are kind of creeping down an alley, Vera kind of drops down from a roof and tells you just around the corner, you've got 2 Minotaur skeletons, several of those kind of ghost, nasty-looking things, and one of those heavily armored, kind of pale, white-haired zombie things that grabbed Liliana and sapped her life force previously. It's quite a group. What would you guys? So a third person can now give us tell me what skill you want to use to get past this encounter.
I really wish we'd picked up those firecrackers.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah. We only
Oh.
paid for the quiver. I asked
I'm
for
sorry,
everything. But
I forgot that you had also asked for firecrackers.
I'll
Give me a
offer some money
second.
for the firecrackers if we have them.
Yeah, how many firecrackers did you want?
I just wanted the 5, so that's 20.
Okay, so yeah, I'll take another 20 gold off of Vera because she paid.
Well, no. I'll pay for the firecrackers.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, you have 5 firecrackers.
I'll take one of these out. Ma, this is what these are for. I could climb up to the top of this building, and I can just throw this in an alley, and they'll all go after it. I've done it 100 times. They'll do it.
I love it. Let's do it.
All right,
Okay,
give me
can
an athletics check as you try to kind of get up to a place where you can chuck this far enough away.
Josh, can I jump?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, give me an athletics check with advantage then.
Okay.
You just springy.
Sorry, I'm just gonna roll it twice. That's an 18.
18, yeah, that'll do it. You see, you kind of expect him to start climbing. Instead, he just kind of looks up at a ledge up there and just leaps 15 feet into the air, grabs onto the edge of the roof, and just pulls himself over.
Huh.
A few seconds later, you hear coming from down the street, and that whole group kind of lurches towards it and heads down the street, and you guys manage to avoid that group. All right, one down. Okay. So here's the great thing, right? This is fantastic. So I pre-rolled all of these encounters today and kind of built them and made sure that these were all appropriate. Encounter number 2, you do not need to roll for, because as you guys, actually, give me rolls anyway, because it's not going to truly affect anything but flavor. So just give me the investigation, or the navigation and the perception.
Okay. 16.
You guys are heading down, and again, Vera peeks down peeks around a corner and then ducks back, and then peeks around again. Vera, kind of creeping down a parallel alley, they have not seen you guys, is a squad of Vreemans. This is great. You guys rolled great on the persuasion. Not enough to get her to send you people, but I knew that you guys were going to encounter these guys, so it works really well. So yeah, how do you guys want to approach them? You
So
got a drop on them.
I see them sneaking.
Yeah,
I will
But I have
just.
the letter, right? From the commandant?
you do.
Can I like hold out a hand for you to give it to me because I'm in front?
Yeah.
So you do that, and I just like hold my tiny fist down the alley in front of them so that they see the letters.
Can I make a snowball?
You just see my hand.
You poke your hand out, and you see an arrow that just kind of splinters against the stone underneath where you're holding the letter, and you hear from down the alley, "Hold fire!" And you see a Vreeman soldier, helmet on, peek around the alley at you, where you're kind of holding the thing, and just kind of reaches out, takes it, looks at it, hands it behind him. Who are you?
We are the Happy Squad, currently in employment of the commandant of the Vreeman military camp. And I believe those letters say that you are obligated to lend us assistance.
You see him kind of get pulled. Something pulls him back into the alley, and you see another soldier walks out. This one wearing the lorica of a condritter, which at this point you guys have gathered is basically like a sergeant. All right, the commandant says we're going to help you. What are we doing?
Well, we are on a mission of reconnaissance to map this particular area. I believe Oz can show you the map that we are attempting to complete. And then we are on to the wizard's tower that he has marked here. I believe that your obligation is simply to help us not die.
All right, we can do that. Where would you like us?
Behind me, I am scouting ahead. And perhaps, unless, are you particularly familiar with the city, or shall Taliyah continue as our navigator?
Not that part of it. We usually don't. We've been skirting around that. We're fairly sure there are some warehouses in there, but we're in the middle of undead territory, and It has been dangerous, but the commandant says we're coming with you. So if you're going in there, then absolutely. So your marching order is Vera, the Vreemans, and then you guys. The rest of the squad, the party.
Yeah.
How many rooms?
You have a squad of 8.
Oops.
8. Can we put like 2 of them as a rear guard?
Sure. You know, I
Everybody's
can
okay with-
actually. Where is this? Marching order. There we go. Actually, so we've got Vera, then 6 of them, and
I'll be up.
then you want to be up front
Yeah.
of
Can do
the
it.
party.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
So, oh,
I'm gonna be right behind Vera.
so you're gonna scout ahead with her?
Well, I'm the navigating person, so right? I'm not like right ahead. I'm
Sure,
the
but
next in line is what I'm saying.
what you basically do is like you're looking around at the buildings, right? Picturing the map in your head, taking a look at the sun, and saying, "Okay, let's go this way." And then Vera goes off scouts,
Okay.
and then returns to the party.
So if I can be behind that's fine.
Yeah.
Behind the squad.
So it's
And then I
either Vera-
forgot to cast mage armor earlier, so I just did and knocked
Okay.
off the spell.
Mage armor. Anybody else? Mage armor.
Meme.
I'll take it.
All right.
Sam wants mage armor. Yeah.
Go ahead and mark off that spell slot. Good. Okay, so it goes Vera, then 6 of them, then Taliyah, and then who wants to go after Taliyah?
I will.
Liliana, and then Oz, and then Shoji. Alrighty.
Oz is
Go.
very nonchalant as we're walking through, like just not worried, just kind of like, I don't know why everyone's making such a fuss about it. Just rules.
Alrighty. Give me your rolls again.
Okay. Is Vera too far away for me to guide her? I asked before she rolled.
She has already rolled.
I know, but I was formulating the question as she rolled. That's all I was.
That is true.
Yeah.
So I believe guidance
It
is
is a
touch,
touch.
right?
Yeah, it is touch. So
It's a
she's
touch
probably
spell? So yeah, you can have cast it on her before she went out, or you can cast it on yourself.
13's not terrible.
Yeah, I will guide myself this time.
Okay, so go ahead and roll yours. Is that advantage or is it a plus?
No, it's a D4.
It's a D4.
Yep. Oh, that's not going to help me out much. That's a natural 1. So that's an 8 altogether.
Cool. Okay. We don't need the third roll because 8 is a pretty solid fail.
Yeah.
However, because you now have a squad of Vreem soldiers, and the next encounter was considered an easy encounter, which is just 8 zombies. I'm just going to say that you guys ran into them, and what you saw is, I mean, you guys all contributed, of course, but as the battle goes on, the Vreemans basically booked it out of the alley, formed a shield wall, and the zombies just like run against it, and they just butcher them.
Right.
Cool. All right. I think that's. I'm sorry.
Anybody can hide behind a shield.
Good. That's 3 encounters. We've got 5 to go. So, give me another check.
Okay, I will pray to Silhaloon for guidance for Vera.
Give me a wisdom check.
Plus a D4. Oh, do I have to do a wisdom check? What?
You need to do a wisdom. Oh, I'm sorry. You're casting the spell guidance.
Yes.
You're fine.
I'm role
So,
playing.
Vera, you can. Yeah, that's a 29.
Sweet.
He sees behind the
Taliyah.
BMC.
Taliyah.
That's 6. That was bad. Oz, I'm
Oh,
gonna need to
good.
see that map. I'm gonna need to hold on to the map, man.
Cool. All right.
Show it to you. You don't have to hold it.
What was that?
I can just like show it to you. You don't have to hold it. Honestly, it's not a. Here.
That way.
Right.
Okay.
So here we go. Not a new drawing. Sure. Do this. All right. Oh, well, that's rough. There's my map. All right, hold on a second. I'm trying to find a map for this. You guys feel free to continue on or just do stuff here.
Um,
No.
let's see.
Where's my map? Okay, doesn't matter. I can't find the map, so we're just gonna do this thing.
Okay.
I'm just gonna slap a blank grid down here.
Alrighty.
Okay, so you guys should all be able to see this. Wait, how do I? There it is. Share
Ah,
the sheet. So
Okay.
you can all now see this.
Yep.
Go ahead and put you guys on here. If I can remember how to do that, I'll just do this. Oops. Why is it doing this to me again? What if I lock the map and then try? Cool. Well, we're not going to waste time on that. For some reason, it's not letting me put tokens down on a blank map.
Huh. Okay.
Can I put them on this? Nope, can't put it on that either. Cool, we're just going to do Theater of the Mind then.
That's
Yeah,
totally
we
fine.
do all of them.
Yeah, that's fine. So what do we got here? Because Vera rolled such a ridiculous number for the perception, they absolutely do not get a surprise round on you.
Excellent.
And that's a 29. You guys have identified 3 warehouses over the course of kind of this leg of the journey that appear to be largely untouched.
Oh, as in full of good stuff?
You guys don't have, you're not going to take the time to
Right.
kind of search through the whole thing, but you found it, you look in, like, it looks untouched, the roof isn't, broken in and whatnot. So if you guys report that back to the Legion, that's worth a bounty, so you guys can mark that on your map. But as
Well,
you
Oz
guys,
won't let me touch the map, so he has to do the marking.
sure.
I do
as
like
you guys,
overhanded, where you like hold the pencil backwards towards you, and like really crude, like X.
all right.
Pull out hair.
You guys see, where are my character sheets? You guys see something that you have never seen before. Oz, you've seen this. But the rest of you, this is entirely new. So one of them looks, one of these ghouls looks fairly standard, except that you can see these runic figures that have been carved into the skin, kind of all the way down from one shoulder all the way down to the hand. And then it just has these tattered clothes all over the rest of it. And the symbols are not scars. They haven't been cut in and then healed over and scarred. They look like they've just been like scooped out. And you can see kind of the red tissue and muscle underneath.
Yeah.
The other 2 beings look like if you took a ghoul, bulked it up a little bit, and then stretched out every limb another foot or 2, and then gave the like its legs an extra joint, and they're crouched down on, and they're huge, and they're crouched down on all 4s, and both of them well, one of them is wearing a saddle that the first ghoul is currently sitting in. As you guys kind of walk out into the street and see these, they notice you at the same time. And the first one just kind of screams, and a bunch of ghouls start boiling out of other alleys and press the Vreemans. So it's going to be you guys against these three ghouls, while the Vreemans kind of hold off this mass of others. So everybody, give me an initiative roll.
Oh, goody.
Gosh dang right, I will.
This is from the Creature Codex, which I know you guys love so much. This is the thing.
We really don't. Oh, wait, let me see. What? Can I see it? I was rolling. Ew.
Yeah. They're a mess, and they're fantastic.
Okay.
All right.
Wow, Mrs. Mayweather.
That's a lot
Your
of
red
initiative.
dice are coming through.
Yeah, finally.
I know.
All right. Looks like we've got a 22 on Vera. Taliyah's a 13. Liliana's a 13. So you guys can go at the same time. Shoji's a dirty 20. Oz is a 14. All righty. I'm going to go ahead and roll for them.
Is that a good laugh or a bad laugh?
It's one of those.
Oh, God. Okay, cool. Vera, you're going to go first.
Nice.
We will say that they are within, they are about 30 feet away from you. So you guys are in closing distance normally, except that your red has worn off.
Yes, it has. I am going to decide that discretion at this point is the better part of valor. And I am allowed to hide behind creatures larger than me.
Which is anybody in the party.
Yes. I'm sorry, Taliyah, but you're the closest.
That's fine. Hide behind me. I'm good.
So I will use my bonus action to hide behind Taliyah. And is the rune, are any of them armored?
No, none of these are wearing armor.
Sweet. I will then fire my hand crossbow at the rune covered one.
Okay, I'm going to ask for 2 rolls. First one, stealth check. And then second will be your attack roll.
Okay, stealth check
Hopefully we
first.
can-
Bad. 12.
12. You fire your broadhead bolt, just waiting to see what this does to unarmored ghoul
That was the
flesh.
stealth, Josh, not the
Oh, that was the
attack.
stealth. My bad. Cool. You will roll the attack with advantage. Yeah.
Here's the attack then. With advantage. Both of them are bad. But it's a 9 plus 7. So a 16.
16. Okay. As I was saying, you were looking forward to, but this time it hits. The bolt just tears into its shoulder and just embeds itself there. Go ahead and give me, what is that, 2d6 plus 4?
Plus another d6.
No, that was included in the 2. Oh, God. Plus sneak attack. Oh, dear God. Your sneak attack is 3d6 at this point?
2.
2d6. So give me 4d6 plus 4.
Wait, why is it 4d6?
Because the extra d6 for the
2d6.
arrow.
1d6 because it's a hand crossbow, plus 1d6 because it's a broadhead, plus 2d6 for a sneak attack.
Right, 4d6.
Is it a D6 for the broadhead?
What?
It's a D6 for the broadhead?
Yeah, it's an extra d6.
Cool.
So that is 20 points of damage.
Oz?
Pretty
Cool.
sweet, huh?
Totally
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, that does some serious damage. Cool. Shoji, you're up.
Okay, can I cast Shatter and not hit any friendlies, but hit the 3?
Absolutely. You could hit the ghoul and its mount, or you could hit the other mount.
I'll hit the ghoul and its mount.
Cool. I believe it's a con save.
think
Yeah.
so.
Pretty sure a 10 fails, but an 18 does not. Okay, so 1 succeeds and 1 fails. I think that's a 3d8, so you can go ahead and just tell it to roll that damage.
Okay. 1, let's see. Shatter. 3d8.
Oh.
Ah, 5 damage.
No, that's such a bummer.
That one only takes 2. Okay. An ear-shattering crack reverberates through your bones and the nearby buildings. I'll let you know that made a hell of a lot of noise.
Oh, damn, that's right.
What is that audible out to? Is that 300 feet?
That's Thunderwave.
Oh, that's Thunderwave. So does Shatter say anything specific about it?
It does double damage to constructs and stuff. It doesn't say anything about the noise.
Noise? Okay. Well, it is creating so much sound that it breaks things. So
I like to think of it as vibration.
yeah, it basically, like, thunder just went off about 30 feet away from you guys. Awesome. You hear screams start to, not like terrified screams, but ghoul screams picking up from outside.
Damn it.
Not outside,
Sorry.
outside, in the surrounding areas, and you can hear more ghouls coming to the scene.
I'm sorry. I forgot.
You're up.
I'll look at Ma and be like, yeah, pretty wild. And you guys will see like this look kind of get in his eye. And he'll take his shield and his like broken sword. He's gonna sprint right at this beast thing. I'm 5th level, so I have extra attack. Can I use my first attack to leap and clothesline the shit out of the rider and just take this thing off the ground?
So first, give me a perception check.
I will do that for you. Perception 20.
Okay, cool. You look at Ma, and you don't see her at first, and then you see her kind of peeking out from behind Taliyah's legs, and then you run forward, and if you'd like, you can use one of your attacks to attempt to shove the ghoul off of its steed if you want to do that.
Yeah, I want to leap with my jump, and I want to just clothesline the shit out of this thing, and then land on top of it and use the force of that to just stab this thing right up through its chin.
You got it. Tell you what, if you manage to knock him off, you will have advantage because basically you've like kneed him in the chest and then landed on him, and as kind of all part of that motion, jam the dagger in. So give me your first attack roll. This is to shove him.
Okay, so is that just an attack or a strength or athletics or what is that?
I think it's let me double check. Go ahead and roll your d20.
Oof. Damn.
So this is a special melee attack. Come on.
It's either a 7 or an 11.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You leap up and you try to slam your arm into him to take him off of the steed, and you're up there with him grappling. But as you slam your arm forward, he raises the arm with runes on it, and it feels like you just slammed your arm into a brick wall. with your second attack, do you want to try and damage him or knock him off again?
Is he fastened to the saddle at all?
He is not.
Okay.
He's just sitting.
Yeah, I'll just sit up there with him, and I'm just gonna take my my dagger. I'm just gonna put this thing right, right behind his rib cage, right into the kidney where it would have been.
All right, give me that attack roll.
I can. That's something that I'm good at. Oh
yeah.
23.
You this time you reach for that crossbow bolt that's in his shoulder and just kind of wrench it to the side, and it screams in pain. And you take the dagger and just jam it straight into its abdomen. Go ahead and give me that damage.
8.
8 points of damage. All right. That brings him down to that. Okay. So you guys see Oz run forward. He's now standing on top of this steed, kind of like maintaining his balance, and he's got the arrow in one hand and has just jammed his broken off sword into the ghoul's abdomen. There is nothing it can do about that. Awesome.
Oh, sad.
Oz, is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
Okay. At the start of your turn, remind me of your next turn. Remind me that something happens.
Oh dear.
For sure.
Liliana,
Yeah.
your turn.
Okay. Can I get into a place where I can cast Burning Hands without killing anybody?
Yes. With Burning Hands, you would only be able to hit either the uninjured steed, or you could hit the ghoul, the thing he's riding, and Oz.
I'd like to take the steed because it's terrifying.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and roll. Oh no, it does a dex save.
It has to make a save.
Failed with a 3 plus not enough.
Sweet. It's going to take 8 fire damage.
A full 8 damage. Cool. Okay. Yeah, cool. Full damage. Which brings it down to that. Good. So you're now basically 15 feet away from this thing. Did you want to move? So you've got 15 more feet of movement.
I'll move back.
Okay. So Liliana, right after Oz, sprints out of the group, raises out a hand. Fire, as you guys are very used to at this point. Fire just gouts out of her hand, splashes against the ghoul steed, and then she books it back to the group. Taliyah.
All right. I will. Everyone is within 30 feet of me. Is that correct? All
That
of my
is
people. All right. Then I'm going to cast Bless at some level. I will use one of my wizard spell slots to cast it at a higher level. I think I have to cast it at second level to get everyone. There's 4 of you guys. Yes. All right,
Yeah.
so I will cast Bless at second level on everyone except myself.
Now, I know we've been over this over and over again, but I can't keep it straight in my head. You can upcast a cleric spell with a wizard slot?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Good. You guys are all blessed. You can add a D4 to basically anything. Oh no, it's just attack rolls and saving throws.
Attack rolls and saving throws. Yep.
Okay. Good,
So
good,
I'm
good.
going to be that person that when you roll an attack now, I'm going to be like, and a D4.
Perfect. You guys have finally have somebody who can buff. Since Almania died, you guys have been starved for somebody who could actually buff the group.
Hey, I like
God,
playing
that
support.
makes a
That's what I do.
Excellent. Yes, support characters are my favorite to play.
Yep.
It is okay. Bottom of the round. Now they get to go. They rolled a 4 on their initiative. The ghoul steed, Liliana, the ghoul steed that you splashed with fire, looks at you and just charges straight at you, and is going to try and hit you with a bite attack for a natural 1.
That just barely
So the-
doesn't hit.
So the ghoul steed just charges. Right? It's got this special thing that happens if it hits you after moving 20 straight feet. So if it's about to rear up and slam right into you, but on its last step, it just slips on a patch of ice and just face plants into the ground and just slides in a heap towards you, and then picks itself up and shakes itself off. And that's its. Oh no, it gets 2 attacks. Okay, and now it's going to make its second attack, but this one will not be special.
Oh, sad.
This will be a 15.
Barely hits, but yes.
Which I think, yeah, with mage armor just hits.
Yeah.
So you will take. God, if I could hit the damn tray.
Wait, but she has the stone, Josh. Does that do anything for her?
She has the stone.
The rune stone.
It does not.
Okay.
The rune stone only functions when it's been properly set in an item.
Gotcha. Okay.
When you were holding it, you couldn't quite identify what it did, but it has kind of an ambient magic that gives you kind of a vague sense of what its effects would be.
Okay.
Liana, like, fuck this rock.
Liliana, you take 12 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Ow.
And you see as it clamps down on your arm, breaks straight through the mage armor. It kind of sucks some of your blood up as it brings its head back. And you can see places where its flesh was blistered from your fire attack. Those wounds close over a little bit.
Rude.
All right. The second ghoul steed is basically going to do the same thing. But who's in front of the line here besides Liliana?
Taliyah.
Yeah, Taliyah is the other one in front. So this one also, with this crazy Oz ghoul on top fighting, is going to run towards you and try to hit you with a bite attack. With a 17 to hit, which I assume is your armor class.
Shield.
Oh, cool. You will not take 18 points of necrotic damage, piercing damage, and it will not gain temporary hit points.
That was worth it. Okay. You never know if shield is worth it or not, but it usually is.
Well, what I keep meaning to tell you that it hits without telling you what the roll was.
Right.
Because properly you have to declare that before you know the roll, but I keep saying it right off the bat. So okay, that does not hit then. It's going to take its second bite attack against you.
Shield's still up, so my AC is still 20.
Correct. It rolls a 19.
Oh. Plus stuff or just...
No, total.
Oh, okay, sweet.
So yeah, this one comes up and bites at you twice, and your shield manages to hold. Meanwhile, Oz, this necrophage ghast, is going
made that
to.
up.
You know what? We're gonna try that. 'Cause that's just fun. Okay, I would like everyone except Oz to make a wisdom saving throw.
With a D4.
With a D4, and you are trying to beat a 15.
Yeah, no, I failed.
Ooh.
I got an 8.
Oh,
Did anybody roll a 15 or higher? Nobody?
No. Wait, I don't. Oh, Oz didn't have to roll.
So Shoji, do you not add anything to that?
She is.
Oh, you're not
No wisdom.
proficient. Oh no. Cool. The air
Eric doesn't have
around
wizard.
all of you is just filled with these swirling shapes and pinpoints of light that just overwhelm your senses. You are incapacitated and you cannot move.
Oh,
That will last. Yeah. So you are, all of you except Oz are incapacitated and your speed is 0. That was hypnotic pattern, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah.
I was wondering if it was a fear thing. Okay.
If my computer wasn't frozen, I would
It is
look.
a charm effect. If anybody is,
Wait, is it a charm effect? Because I have
no.
advantage if that's the case.
It is a charm effect. So Taliyah, you have advantage.
yeah, that's what I was saying.
I think Shoji, you do as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm fine then. I got a 17.
Nice.
That's way better than
Yeah.
you rolled before.
So it's a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah.
It's a wisdom saving throw.
All right. Okay. Aha.
And a
Yeah.
Nice.
D4.
Yeah, she's
And a
got it.
D4.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
No, yeah, 15 is the DC anyway. Okay, so
Okay.
Vera and
Woo,
Lily,
nice.
you guys are incapacitated.
We're all gonna die for sure.
Okay. Yeah, spells like this always scare me as a DM because I'm just like, the chances of freezing everybody is really low, but if it does, they're just dead.
Yeah.
Good, because it is, I believe incapacitated is
You can't do anything.
well, and also I think hits on you are auto
Have
crits. aren't they?
advantage. Yeah. I
Oh
think
no!
so.
The only thing incapacitated does is you can't take actions or reactions.
Yeah.
So it's okay. It's not the worst thing, but so you guys can take bonus actions, but you can't move. That's Liliana and Vera. Yeah, Vera, what's up?
How long does this last?
You don't know.
Thanks.
See, that's where counterspell is helpful. But we'll get there.
Taliyah, yeah, we'll do that later. Okay, ghouls. So the ghouls, we're just going to do this. We're going to roll a straight attack roll between the ghouls and the Legion. Ghouls rolled a 16 plus ghoul things. Ghouls rolled a dirty 20. Soldiers are going to roll higher than that, hopefully. No. Okay. You can see that the Legionnaires get pushed back. Oh, they have advantage because they're in formation. Come on. That's better. 18 plus, yeah, 23 to the ghouls, dirty 20. Okay. The Legion, as you guys are fighting these three, you see the Legionnaires just shove the ghouls back with their shields just all at once, and then just start kneecapping them, and ghouls are just going down screaming kind of outside this little perimeter. Top of the round, that's Vera.
I can still do this action?
If you have a bonus action ability, then yes, you can use it.
Hide.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's great. You're still behind Taliyah, so yeah, give me a stealth check.
Dirty 20.
You feel super stealthy. You kind of take her cloak and just kind of wrap yourself in it, and you can see out between the folds, there's this giant ghoul steed like hammering on Taliyah's shield,
Sorry, Taliyah.
but you feel pretty hidden. Shoji. You are free to act.
Okay, this time I won't cast a spell that will bring more enemies. I will instead run up, and if I can get my hands on the one riding the beast, I will cast Inflict Wounds.
So he is riding a large creature.
Oh,
You could easily try to grab the creature, but I'm going to want an athletics check if you want to grab the rider.
okay, I'll just go for the creature then.
Okay. Give me that attack roll.
Okay.
Yep. You run up, lay your hands on it, and just suck the life force out of it. Good. Give me damage. 3d10. That's just an absurd. He doesn't get a save or anything.
I don't think so. No. Oh wait, con DC 11. Con save maybe.
So what does the spell description say?
Let me look it up. Okay.
Go ahead and roll. Yeah, it's gonna matter because he rolled a 17.
Ooh. Okay. Hmm.
What is this for?
I think it has no
Yep, no
con save.
save.
Inflict wounds.
Cool.
Yatta. Okay.
Points of necrotic damage. It also turns and looks at you.
Can I run away?
You can. Would you like to run away?
Yes.
Okay. You turn to run, and it is going to take an attack of opportunity on you.
Mm-hmm.
With a 25 to hit.
Damn it. Okay.
You will take 12 points of piercing
Ooh.
damage.
Ooh. Okay, let's not do that again.
And you can see that just the areas of dead flesh where you touched it kind of revitalize a little bit as it kind of tears some of your blood and skin away.
Oh, I feel somehow okay with that.
And so you guys have these things seem to gain hit points when they bite you.
All right, I'm more intrigued than I am offended.
Okay, but you are now away and safe. I'll go ahead and add the damage
Thank
to
you.
you. Okay. It is Ozzy's turn.
Happens, concern.
What is that?
Something happens. You told me to
Thank
tell you.
Thank you. I need you to roll. Actually, Shoji, I need you to roll as well. So both of you give me Constitution saving throws
With a D4.
with a D4.
$27.
Fail. No, 20. Yeah, 27. The stench. You suddenly realize the stench of this creature is just overpowering, and it floods your nose. But you manage to shake it off and kind of hold your breath a little bit as you continue to stab it.
Well,
You're
I'm
all
not worried about stench.
Shoji is not here. But I can roll for her.
With a
So,
D4.
go ahead and roll a con save for her. Oh!
Add a D4.
A D4 can't
No.
do it. He is one shy.
Shoot.
So she has disadvantage on any saving throw against spells cast by the necrophage.
That's not fair.
So, good. Give me. So Oz, yeah. Now you got your turn. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna grab this thing by the back of the head and shout at it. You're fucking ratchet, you smelly piece of shit. I'm just gonna grab the back of his head and just stab him twice with my dagger in the face.
Okay. Nick, real quick. I think when you lean to your left, we can hear you. When you lean off to your right, All we could hear was were the expletives.
Fair enough. Yeah, so I'm gonna grab him by the back of the head and say, "Stop your fucking magic, you smelly piece of shit." I'm just gonna grab the back of the head and just stab him twice in the face.
Give me 2 attacks.
Uno, dos. But I have 2 d4s. So first d4 is for that's a 12 and then a 23.
Okay, the 12 just misses. So you take the dagger back and jam it towards his head, and that runic arm comes up again and blocks it, and then you bring it down underneath the arm and jam it straight into his rib cage. Give me 1 attack worth of damage.
5.
5. He is definitely bloodied at this point.
I'm just gonna scream at him and just like this weird, but it's like a laugh scream. It's kind of terrifying.
The scream that it returns to you is likewise terrifying, and even stinkier.
I smell worse. You smell me?
Liliana, you're up.
Can I do more fire?
Absolutely.
Wait,
You
is
can
he
always
incapacitated?
do more fire.
Oh, wait, I am
incapacitated.
I am incapacitated.
Oh, that's right. So you can use if you have any bonus action things, you can do that.
I can use my lightning breath.
Did he roll concentration for his hypnotic pattern?
Oh, what an excellent question.
It's 5 points of damage, but
yeah, he got an 11 plus, so he succeeds on the concentration. But keep reminding me of that. Thank you.
no worries.
Use my lightning breath.
All right, go for it.
Yeah. They have to make a dex saving throw.
Okay. I'll tell you, you can hit the one in front of you, no problem.
Sweet.
If you want to take an attack of opportunity, you could hit all 3 of them.
She can't move.
I'm incapacitated though.
Can't move. God freaking. Thank you. Cool. It rolled a 17 plus. 17.
17
So
plus.
take damage.
That saves. It still takes half of 2d6.
2d6.
I think. Is it?
Does that increase when you
Has
level?
Has it gone up to 3d6 yet?
It should.
Let me check
As
really.
cantrips increase at 5th level. I don't know if lightning breath does.
Yeah, typically they do.
Dragonborn at 6th.
Oh, at 6th level. Okay, so yeah, give me that 2d6 roll.
Yeah. Okay. 5 plus 2 is 7. So it takes 3.
It will take 3 points of damage. Oh, not that one.
Is it technically an attack? No, sorry. That's the damage. Now you good. So yeah, 3 points of lightning damage.
3 points of lightning damage to that one. Good. Taliyah, you're up.
Sorry. One thing. My character sheet, I just realized it, has me using my dexterity for my dagger attack. Oz is not being delicate, so that actually would have been a 13. We don't have to say that, but just for the future, when I roll, it's actually +1. Or if you want to give me retroactive, I rolled it and it's a +6 instead of what should be a +7 in my character sheet.
Wait, I'm confused. So you were attacking with the dagger, which uses dex.
I'm using strength. You can use dex, but I'm using strength.
Is that what finesse does? You can use strength or dex?
You can use your dex, but doesn't have to be.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'll give you I'll give you the 13 hit if that's
Sure. Okay, and that's just another 8 points of damage. That's all.
All right. Yeah, he's
And
looking really not great.
And one more con save for concentration.
Yeah, 17 plus.
Cool. Sorry, that's it.
Hypnotic pattern is still up. So Taliyah.
All right. So there are how many of them super close to me? There's like 3, right? 3
Two
ghouls,
of
and 2 of
them.
them are mounted.
Yes. So one of them, the mounted one, the one that has the ghoul on top, is currently engaged with you.
Okay. Cool. I will shout out Silhaloon's name and cast Word of Radiance. And I would like each of those creatures to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
So only one of them is within 5 feet of you.
Is it? Oh, it's within 5 feet. Okay.
Yeah. So that's a 17.
Oh, that saves. Okay,
Okay. So is that an action or a bonus action?
that's an action.
Action. Okay. So you got a bonus action and
That's it.
movement. That's it?
Yeah, I'll just stay put.
Okay. After you do that, drawn by the sound of that shatter spell, 3 ghouls kind of come dropping down from the roofs into you guys and start attacking. So all of this is going to happen. Who's kind of in the back? So we're going to go 2 attacks against Shoji and 1 against Liliana. So 2 against Shoji. Whoops, if I could. 19 and a 17. So 23 and 21. So those ghouls hit. So you're going to take. You're going to take 19 points of piercing damage, Shoji, as these 2 ghouls drop down on you. So 19 plus 12 is 31.
31. Am I still up?
That's a good question. I don't know how many hit points you have.
I don't know either.
You've got 6 left.
6 left. Okay.
And then one of them is going to attack Liliana with advantage because it is flanking her with the ghoul steed. 14, I believe, just misses. Okay. Then the ghoul steed, Liliana, in front of you is going to make its attack. 25. And you're going to take 14 points of piercing damage. Taliyah, real quick, I will let you know that these are undead.
Right. I don't think I get that until 2nd level. Do I?
Oh, really?
I don't think so.
I thought turn undead was a first.
I'm pretty sure Channel Divinity is a 2nd level cleric thing. I'll look.
Okay, figure it out because that could be a game changer right now.
Yeah.
The ghoul steed in front of Taliyah is going to make its attack. Also,
Channel Divinity is a 2nd level cleric thing.
Oh, okay. 25 to hit you, Taliyah.
Yep.
You take 16 points of damage.
Great.
Go ahead. You're concentrating on something, aren't you?
Yep.
Bless. So go ahead and give me a concentration check on Bless.
16. I'm fine.
Yep, you're good. Bless is still up. And then the Necrophage Ghast is just going to try and bite you, Oz. No, it's going to try to claw you. Does a dirty 20 hit your armor class? Okay, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
With the D4.
With a D4. Good. Okay. You take 11 points of slashing damage as this thing stops defending and just takes its claws and jams them into your sides. but you are not paralyzed for a minute. Ghouls versus legionnaires. Ghouls roll an 8. Legionnaires with advantage. Oh God, 8 plus 4. I think that's exactly even. They rolled an 8 plus 4, and the legionnaires rolled a 7 plus 5. So they are deadlocked. Top of the round, Vera. You are still unable to do anything other than a bonus action.
Hide.
If you would like to attempt to hide even better, you are free to do so.
Before I hide, kill the caster.
All right, Shoji, you're up.
Wait, should I roll or no?
Yeah, go ahead and roll. Shoji, you hear Vera like mumble. She's having trouble getting it out, but you hear her saying, "Get the caster," and you can see that this hypnotic pattern that's got several of your friends incapacitated is being maintained by that ghast.
Okay. Can I cast Chill Touch on that guy?
So with an athletics check, you can get up high enough to do that if you succeed. But he's currently on top of a large steed.
Chill Touch is range.
That's why. Yeah.
Oh, it's range. I'm sorry. It's a stupidly named spell.
It is.
It
yes,
is.
You may cast Chill Touch. That's an attack roll on your part.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Do I select the cast or the attack icon
split the
here?
attack.
The attack.
Attack. Okay. Oh.
But you get to add a D4 because it is an attack roll. And you
I
are blessed.
do.
Why do
Yes.
you only have the +3 modifier? Your modifier. Your modifier should be +7.
Yeah.
So that should
If
be
I do the cast.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh.
I don't know why that's happening, but I'll go ahead and I'll check that out later. Yeah, no, that definitely hits.
Yay.
So go ahead and roll the damage for that.
All right. And
You should just be able to click on the damage. Now it should have increased when you hit 5th level because it's a cantrip. So you should have 2 dice now instead of 1.
ooh, it's only showing 1.
Yeah, it was for me too. So just roll 2.
Roll 2 of them. Okay. Good thing I'm rolling 2 of them.
Oh!
That's better.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 and an 8, so 9 points, and that is necrotic damage.
Yes.
Alrighty. That pale hand appears and grasps it, damages it not nearly as much as it usually damages things. So this guy is he is necrotic to resistance. He is resistant to necrotic.
Yeah.
So that's not 4. All right, he's looking pretty rough, but he is hanging on. This guy's got.
Okay, as a bonus action, am I able to drink a healing potion?
Yes, but you are not carrying any.
I am from the Griffin Tower.
You drank that then.
No, I drank the one Vera gave me. Yeah, I still had one from Taliyah.
Yeah, she still has one.
Because there should only be 5 remaining, and Taliyah has 4, and Vera's got 1.
Yeah, no, Vera gave me her.
Oh, Vera
gave me one, and I drank it right then. Yes.
So
Yeah.
Vera, you do not have a potion of healing.
Oh, didn't you have 2?
Go ahead and roll 2d4 plus 2.
Okay. 2d4.
So you regain 6 points. Yeah, 6 hit points.
Yay.
Okay, so that's action, bonus action. Okay, Oz, you're up.
How rickety is this thing looking?
It's on its last legs?
So we're thinking 1 or 2 more hits.
Probably 2.
Okay. All right. He's gonna take, after he's stabbed in the face twice, he's gonna rip it out, come back, and then backhand and take the knife and put it through the back of his head. So that'll be the first attack.
All right.
And then this
With
is
the D4.
actually, so I'm rolling the d6. It's so that, oh, that's a natural 1. So first one misses.
Okay. I'm gonna say that with a natural 1, go ahead and take your second attack. But the damage on your dagger until you get it repaired is now 1.
No modifier, just 1.
Yep. No, I mean it's plus your strength, but like it's not a D4 anymore. It's 1 damage because it now has a notch in it.
Sure, got it. Okay. Yeah, and I'll just
Second
I'll,
attack?
I'll just second attack again. Damn. Plus a
Ugh.
d4 probably won't make a difference. That's a 12.
All right, so that just misses. So you can see this thing. You surprised it at first by running straight at it and jumping up on its steed. It's now figuring things out, and you can see kind of a light comes into its eyes, and its lips start to kind of curl up a little bit as it snarls and screams in your face.
Roll concentration.
Tough
Or-
turn.
Concentration.
But it wasn't hit, right?
It rolls up. Oh no, it was not hit. I'm sorry.
No.
So it did not roll concentration. But it did have to roll. It still had to roll against Shoji though. So it rolled a 4 plus not enough. Yeah, because it's either 10 or half the damage, whichever is higher. So yeah. So the hypnotic pattern drops. It loses concentration. Liliana and Vera, you guys are no longer distracted by these weird shiny patterns. And it is now Liliana's turn.
You're muted, Mary. There we go.
All right, sweet. Okay, since I can move again, can I cast fire?
Just fire?
Wait, I want to do burning hands. Can I just?
Oh, burning. Okay, got it. It's like cast fire. Yes, burning hands. Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to cast. Yeah, I'll cast burning hands.
Okay, natural 18 on the dex save, so it will take half.
Okay. It's not great. 3.
It will take 3 points of damage. You're whittling away at this one. Alrighty. Next up is Taliyah, and then it's all of them and kind of the they're not lair actions, they're more like environment actions.
Sure.
And then we'll be at the round. So Taliyah, what are you doing?
Yeah, I will hit the caster dude on the back of the ghoul that's right in front of me. Is that where he is?
Yep.
All right, I will hit him with a let's go with frost. Sure, why not? Yes. And I'm going to use my 16. So I'm going to assume that that hits because it will be ridiculously high.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
no, I'll tell you this. You know from earlier, the DC is the armor class is 13.
yeah.
So your 12 will also work.
Okay, I'll use the 12 instead. That'll work.
Okay.
And it didn't update to 2d10 on my damage, but it does increase at 5th level, and it stacks with multi-classing. I checked that. So it is 12 points of... Oh, I'm sorry. I rolled the wrong dice. I said cold, didn't I?
You said what?
I said frost, didn't I? Not fire, because Oz is right there. So it takes 6 points of cold damage.
6 points of cold damage. Okay, yeah, it takes full.
Okay.
All right, super rough. one like really good hit.
And then
it's gone.
I still have a bonus action, yes?
You do still have a bonus action.
Who looks the worst?
Definitely Shoji.
Okay. I will toss a healing word Shoji's way.
Your first healing spell.
Yes.
Taliyah, what is your newfound faith in what you're pretty sure is the right goddess this time?
Definitely gonna watch this
Yes.
healing just to make sure that it seems the right kind. But I will just grasp Garrett's symbol, and I'm pretty aware at this point that there is a distinct relationship between Soranavi and the ghouls, right? I'm quite aware of that. Yeah. So I will.
Mean, I hope so. I thought I was making that.
So knowing the fact that Mrs. Mayweather is currently hiding right behind my knees, and she'll probably hit me for this, I don't really care. And I will say, not today, bitch. And I will cast healing word on.
So after all of this pain and frustration and finally finding faith, when you cast your very first healing spell, you say that. Now,
Yes.
healing word has a verbal component, and I'm going to say that is now the magic word that you use.
All right.
Not today,
So
bitch.
when you're a great and world famous cleric and you're walking down Leper Lane healing people, right? It's just gonna be over and over again. Not today, bitch. Not today, bitch. And they're all gonna be very
You feel a tiny little whack.
Yeah. But I rolled a max. I think Silverwood is happy with me. So that's 5 full points of healing from this show.
All right.
Just remember,
I'm not dead yet.
my wild magic.
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
Ooh.
You've cast 3 burning hands at this point.
No, I've only cast 2. I cast Mage Hand once, Burning Hands twice. Or not Mage Hand, sorry,
Mage Armor.
and then lightning out of my mouth.
Lightning doesn't count. So go ahead and give me a D20.
Okay.
It will be a wild magic surge on a 1, 2, or a 3.
Okay. That's a 17.
Curses. All right.
I know.
I love wild magic surges so much.
I know.
I want to play a sorcerer just because of that. Okay. Good. So next time it'll be a 1 through 4. Where are we in the initiative order? Taliyah cast her first healing spell ever. That's amazing. What are you going to do with your action?
I already used my action to cast Ray of Frost on
You did do that
the
thing.
necrophiliac guy.
They're all going to go through it. Okay, this necrophage ghast, who is looking really, really bad, like turns Oz as he's holding you off, turns towards the 2 ghoul steeds and snarls something, and both of them kind of move to flank you and are just going to start ripping at you. Liliana, if you wanted to make any kind of non-spell melee attack against the one that is in front of you that's moving, you may go ahead and do so.
You're muted, sweetie.
Sorry, I tried to unmute and it didn't work. I'll use my quarterstaff.
Yeah.
You got it. Go ahead and roll a quarterstaff attack.
I assume that's a D20 plus my dex?
Yeah.
That's a 10.
That's not going to be enough. Wait, plus your proficiency bonus, though, because you're proficient in quarterstaffs, right?
True, yes.
So that's a 13?
So a 13?
Yeah, 13 hits.
Nice. That's a
Roll
D8.
Too, but yeah.
Yeah, it's just a D8.
Okay. 1.
You do 1 point of damage to the
Yes.
ghoul steed. By the way, the ghoul steeds look fantastic. They're doing just 100% fine here. Okay, first attack from the first one is trying to knock you off, Oz. So this is just a shove attack for a 22 to hit.
That's
Yeah, so 22. Okay, so you are shoved off of the ghoul steed and onto the ground, and the next
can
3
you
attacks.
do that while me and the other dude are like totally locked up?
Yes, but you are not actually grappling the other guy.
You said that dude had his fingers in my ribs.
Yes, but mechanically, you guys were not grappling each other.
Fair enough.
So first attack with advantage is a 13.
Misses.
Second attack with advantage is a dirty 20.
Hits.
Third attack with advantage is a 23.
Hits.
So you will take, that's 2 hit, so 4d8 plus 8, 15, 21. You take 29 points of piercing damage.
Okay. I will roll.
Okay, hold on for a second. Or don't. Never mind. All right. You succeed. Okay. You're looking very bad.
I have suspicions about Oz that I hope are confirmed, but that's
Okay.
beside.
Roll an insight check.
This was Grace talking.
I know, roll an insight check.
Roll.
Not anymore.
Insight?
Insight.
Dirty 20.
Okay. As you see him get knocked to the ground, he looks like he should just be beat. His head pops up off the ground, and you see the corner of his mouth kind of curl up in a snarl as he starts to get up. Not a typical reaction. There is some deep rage in him in this moment. All right. That's them. Necrophage Ghoul is going to chuck a magic missile. No, it's not. The Necrophage Ghoul just kind of vanishes.
Can I cast Counterspell? Oh, wait. Vanishes?
You can, if you'd like.
Yeah. If he's casting like invisibility or something, yes. Counterspell.
Mark off your 3rd level slot. It starts to cast, and you interrupt the magic, and it does not turn invisible.
Yay!
Counterspell. Counterspell.
All right. Which brings us, okay, Ghouls versus Legion. Ghouls roll up. 8. Legion with advantage rolls. Yeah, an 8, 16. Okay, cool. They start to push the ghouls back and seem to be doing just fine. They have taken no damage so far because they have won or tied every engagement. Top of the round, Vera, with your first round in this combat.
No, I shot the main guy.
Second round.
That's true. You shot the main guy. What are you doing?
Is the main caster, who is not invisible, thank you, Soji, engaged still with Oz?
It is not.
Okay, then I am going to hide as a bonus
Okay.
action
Bonus action hide. Give me the stealth.
and then shoot it behind Taliyah. I'm gonna hide behind Taliyah. Stealth. 21.
Once again. Oh, I'm sorry. This is to hide. Yeah, you're definitely hidden. Roll your attack with advantage.
Okay, so this is gonna be
And a
plus
D4.
plus a D4. So whatever I roll is gonna be plus 7.
Oh, wait. No, I made my con save. That's right.
15
Yep.
plus stuff.
So once again, you see this broadhead rip into this ghast's body. It has 9 hit points. If you roll all ones, it will have 1 hit point left.
Hang on.
So
Roll all
just,
sixes.
just don't roll all ones.
I didn't.
Cool. Absolutely. Yeah, this thing just rips into, actually, you know what, this one, Oz has been trying to stab at its head this whole time, and it's been blocking it, and now this arrow just from the side, just straight through one side and out the other, and it topples off the ghoul steed, and Oz, it just kind of lands on the ground next to you. All right, Shoji. Okay, you guys have dealt with the necrophage ghast. The 2 steeds are looking just fine. Oh, there are 3 ghouls in your midst as well, attacking you guys.
Oh, yeah.
I skipped their turn. Give me a minute.
Okay.
1 attack against Liliana for a 23 hits. 1 attack against Taliyah, 12.
No.
And against, who else is in that pack there? Vera was not hidden before their turn, so
She was.
16.
She.
No, because as soon as she fires, she's not hidden any. Oh, but you were frozen. You were frozen, so you were. So that's actually a 16 against Shoji.
Okay.
Oh, also, because
16.
I'm new to this cleric business, I forgot that I was a life cleric. So Shoji actually gets an additional 3 hit points on top of what.
Oh,
And you gain
nice.
17, don't you?
No. That's
At a
at
later
my
level. Oh, that's a later level? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Shoji, I just hit points there. Okay, so I think that
Okay.
hits Taliyah, not Taliyah. It hits Liliana and Shoji.
Yeah.
So Liliana, actually, it's going to try and paralyze you. You take 9 points of slashing damage, and I need a con save.
with a D4.
And Shoji, you take 7 points of slashing damage, and I need a con save.
With a D4.
Okay. And just so you're aware, I also drank that health potion, so I should be at 20 hit points right now, then -7. Okay, I have.
I think I already applied the health potion.
Okay.
No, I don't think I
Was
did
that-
because
Yeah.
you were at 31, and then you got healed. Yeah. Okay. So, and what was the roll on that? It was 5.
I got. Sorry, I
You're
got
sick.
6 from the health potion. Then Taliyah healed me for 5, but then +3 extra
Yeah,
for her.
I did the healing spell and the +3. So you've taken 17
Okay.
damage. So you now take 7 more. So
Okay.
Okay, and then I need a con save from you. Liliana, you succeeded, so you are not paralyzed for a minute.
You have 3 hit points left, though.
Oh dear.
Save. Ooh.
Nice. Oh. A 1. Shoji, you are paralyzed for 1 minute.
Okay. Ooh. What does that mean? I just can't move? Can't do an action?
That means you're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Paralyzed
to hit you.
attacks against you have advantage,
Ooh.
and I believe
You're incapacitated.
so you're incapacitated, and any attack that hits you is an auto crit.
Ooh. That's not good.
That's really not good considering the damage dice on these ghoul steeds.
Yes. But I should be at 13 hit points now, right?
Yeah, you have 13 left. Remember, the number in there is how much damage you have taken.
So hard. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry. Now it's Vera's turn. You kill the ghoul, the necrophage ghast. You've got okay, good. We did that. Shoji, it's now your turn, but you are paralyzed. At the end of your turn, you can repeat the saving throw. So go ahead and do that.
With a
Okay.
D4.
With a
Oh,
D4.
that's right, with the D4. Okay.
Oh,
So
wait, hang
how-
on. Add the D4 to the last one then.
That one.
Mm.
Yeah, but it was a natural 1, so it wouldn't have mattered.
You're
And,
still paralyzed. Sure,
That's right.
but even on a natural 1 for a saving throw, you can still succeed.
Uh-huh.
So give me your second save with a D4.
Okay.
You are
Yeah.
no longer paralyzed. Oz, you are up. You are prone on the ground.
All right.
You are angry, and your rage fuels your limbs with extra strength.
I can just feel the blood just like oof, oof, oof in my head. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to disengage, and I'm just going to sprint towards the nearest building and just jump on top of it.
Cool. Half your movement to stand up, action to disengage, and then you move and just leap straight to the top of the building. Now, properly, this is still going to take half your movement, so to get there it wouldn't quite work, but I'll give you an athletics check to see if you can actually get up there.
Sure. Oh, it's just strength anyway. It doesn't. I don't have proficiency.
Yeah. All right. You're about 20 feet off the ground, kind of on the ledge of this, on the edge of this roof. Liliana, your turn.
All right. So who is left now, or what is left?
What is left? There are three untouched ghouls among you guys attacking you, and there are two largely untouched ghoul steeds also attacking you.
Is there a way that I could cast Fireball and not hit us, but hit them?
Now that Oz is out of the way, you could hit both of the ghoul steeds.
Awesome. I'm going to do that. I need to make a dex save.
Dex save on this guy is 17. No, straight 15.
Straight 15? The DC was 15, so.
15. Second guy fails.
Awesome.
So give me your 8d6.
22.
22. That will take a chunk out of both of them.
Good.
And then this guy takes 11. So that's okay.
And then can I go and hide in the back because I have 3 hit points left?
Yes. And the one that was engaged with you is no longer. So you run your way to the back. As you brush past the legionnaires who are still trying to force this perimeter, several of them see you kind of stumbling towards the back, just bleeding. And their Condritter orders 3 of them off the line to help you guys, which means they're going to be in trouble against the ghouls, but their job is to protect you guys. So 3 of them kind of come off and start engaging with the ghouls in your number. Taliyah, you're up.
Question.
Question.
Are we surrounded on all 360?
For the most part, on your turn, if you'd like to try and find a way out, you can give me a perception check.
In general.
From what you can tell at an immediate glance, you are surrounded. Taliyah.
Okay. How many are within 5 feet of me at this point?
I would say 3 of them. All the 3 ghouls that are among you guys are within 5 feet. As well as the ghoul steed that was attacking you, because that one just turned to attack Oz.
Okay. Then I would like them to make con saves, please.
Cool. Ghoul 1 succeeds. Ghoul 2. Whoops. Ghoul 2 succeeds. Ghoul 3 does a. Oh no, they both fail. The second 2 fail.
Well, my cleric, I can't find my DC on this sheet, but my cleric.
Oh, your cleric
DC is
is
less.
way low.
Because
What's
I
your
only have
wisdom modifier?
a +1.
Then you should be at 8 plus 3 plus 1, so it should be at 12.
Mm-hmm.
In which case they all succeed.
Okay. Well, then that does nothing. All right.
Okay. Bonus action.
Bonus action. I will go ahead and heal Liliana.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your D4.
At second level.
Oh, so 2D4.
Yeah.
Plus your whiz mod because you're a life cleric.
Right. Well,
Right.
plus other things because I'm a life cleric.
Yeah.
So that is 4 plus 1 is 5. Plus 4 is 9. 9 points of healing to you, Liliana.
Wait, how is it 9? It's 4 from the dice plus 1 for the wisdom.
Yeah, and then the Disciple of Life ability is 2 plus the spell's level.
Oh, 2 plus the spell's level.
Yeah.
Does that count to upcast spells, or is it the I think it's the base level of the
Okay.
spell.
Maybe, I don't know. Let me see.
So I'll go ahead and add 8 to
Well,
the
the thing
Liliana.
is, whatever level you cast it at is the spell's level. So say you casted a certain spell at 5th level. If you try to counterspell, it would be a 5th level spell.
Right, but I'm remembering some. I think I'm remembering some wording. So go ahead and check that.
So the wording is whenever you use a spell of first level or higher to restore hit points to a creature, the creature regains additional hit points equal to 2 plus the spell's level.
Okay, yeah, cool. You've got it. All right. Liliana, you regain 9 hit points, which brings us to the end of the round. So the Legion is now rolling at disadvantage. They still rolled a dirty 20, and the ghouls roll a 17. Okay. Legion manages to hold its own. These 3 Legionnaires turn to one of the ghouls, and all of them make 2 attacks with advantage. That's a natural 20. That's another natural 20. 13 and 20, 6 and 20, third. Actually, I'm going to save the third for the other guy because this might just kill this guy. Because that's insane. What are my Legionnaires? Legionary. All right. So that's an immediate 2d6. So 12 plus 2d6 for 7 is 19 plus 4. Cool. Yeah. They run forward, surround one of the ghouls. One of them just guts it. One of the Legionnaires just outright kills it. They move on to the next ghoul with advantage. 30, 20 with advantage. 18. 2 more attacks with advantage. 21 and dirty 20. These guys can roll. Holy crap. So that's 4 hits plus 8. Which is for a total of 23 damage. Okay, so these 3 Legionnaires leave the line. They close, the line closes a little bit, but they don't really have enough to hold, so they're struggling. But these 3 Legionnaires come off and just butcher 2 of the ghouls. Now it's the ghouls' turn. Cool. Who's in front there now? Still Taliyah.
Yep, I'm not moving because Vera's right there.
Vera's no longer hidden. So 2 bite attacks against Taliyah. Nope. Hit the box, please. Cool. Taliyah, are you going to do anything in response to getting attacked?
No.
Okay. That's a 24 and a dirty 20. Sorry,
Okay.
a natural 20.
A natural 20. Okay.
Cool. 2 bite attacks. You take 16 plus
I'm out.
9, so 25 plus 4 from the natural 20. So you take 29 points of damage,
Okay. Yeah, I'm out.
and you're out.
Can I fall on top of Vera?
You kind of fall back, and she's standing there, like holding the bottoms of your robes, looking behind her as you just kind of fall.
Okay.
The second attack then
It's a
hits, and you have immediately failed 2 death saves.
Okay.
The other ghoul steed kind of runs in and bites at the two of one at Liliana and one at Shoji. So Liliana, one attack, 17 to hit, and Shoji is an 11. So Liliana, you will take 16 points of piercing damage. Are you still up? You are. I think you've only taken 30. I think you've only taken 33. You were at 17 plus 16 should be 33, not 37.
You're right. I have 5 hit points left.
Yeah, this is bad. This is very bad.
You know it's bad when your producer is making faces. Yep. That's a better face. Thank you, Derek.
Top of the round, you're up. You've got an uninjured ghoul, and you've got 2 ghoul steeds that have taken a lot of damage but are doing okay.
My turn, right?
Yep.
I will use my action to try and stabilize Taliyah in front of me.
I'm on top of you.
Okay. Give me a medicine check.
I'll even throw in a prayer to a random goddess that I don't know.
Give me a wisdom check.
Wait, which one should I do first?
Give me the wisdom check first.
But I suck at wisdom checks, remember?
I mean, it's not going to hurt.
Yes. Okay, so wisdom is...
Okay.
A natural 20?
Yeah.
I wanted those kind of rolls.
That was a natural 20. So I will tell you what. If you succeed, do you have a healer's kit?
No.
Okay. Tell you what, if you succeed, great. If you beat a 15, you can restore her to 1 hit point with a natural 20 on your wisdom check.
Okay.
You cast out a prayer to just a deity.
No, I didn't kill the loon.
You specifically said to a god that I don't. Oh, because you were talking about Silhalun. Gotcha.
I said to her god, who I don't know.
I'm sorry. I thought you said to a god I don't even know. I thought you were just like plucking a name out. Gotcha. Yes, you say a quick prayer to Silhalun, and you feel a definitive presence. Your hands know what to do. You've got this. You've been training in medicine recently. So yeah, go ahead and give me your medicine check.
Please don't feel bad, Rook. It's fine. I'm fine.
That is an 18.
Dang.
No. Against all odds, Vera, you just start like ripping clothes and binding wounds and whatnot, just like, okay, no, it's okay. And you reach out and pat her cheek, not to like smack her awake, but just as a, I've got you. And your hands like glow with this faint pale light, which kind of goes into her ear and eyes and nose. And she kind of, Taliyah, you are at one fucking hit point.
All right.
Woo!
Whew.
Just had a religious experience right here.
Cool. Shoji, you're up.
Oh, not done yet.
You've still got a bonus action.
I was about to say.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
What you doing?
Action and movement. Okay.
You are in the threatened area of the ghoul steed that just took Taliyah down.
So
Just as a heads up.
So if I move anywhere, it'll get an attack of opportunity.
Unless you disengage, yeah.
I will. Okay, here's the question. I am very small.
You are very small.
So can I do, as a bonus action, disengage, which I can do as a rogue, and then also pull somebody away with me?
Yes, I will give you, because it's a bonus action to disengage, and then forced movement doesn't draw attacks of opportunity. So you're dragging Taliyah. I'll give you an athletics
I'm
check
very thin.
to try and get her out of there. But yes, so you disengage.
So I'm just trying to get her out of the general circle of nonsense.
Yep.
Here is my very, very sucky athletics. 17.
Yeah, all right. Man, Vera.
It's because Vera loves Taliyah.
I was gonna say, Vera's non-instincts just go into overdrive, and you get her conscious, and you just drag her out of there, and the ghoul steed takes slashes at you, and you're just kind of dodging and batting them aside. Holy crap, Vera.
How far do we get?
Thank you, Grace.
12 feet.
Okay.
I mean, you're dragging a body, so it's half your movement speed. Shoji, you're up. You're looking around at your party. Your party has a total of 16, 27. Vera has more hit points than the entire rest of the party combined. Your guys are looking rough. What you got?
Okay. How many enemies are left?
There are currently 3. There's a ghoul, which the legionnaires seem to have in hand, and then there are the 2 ghoul steeds.
Okay. And is one like...
You just watched Taliyah get slashed to the ground, and then Vera kind of managed to drag her out of the combat zone at the moment.
Okay.
So actually, you and Liliana are the tip of the spear at the moment.
And against 3. Okay. Ooh. I'm so divided. I want to cast fear on one of them, but I also kind of want to heal Liliana.
Take care of one of them, that's a lot better for everyone. We have a whole legion that we can hide
That's
behind.
true.
You have a squad.
a whole legion. Okay. Okay, and just so y'all know, I have to go in a few minutes. I have an appointment, but
That's
I
fine.
will I will go ahead and cast fear on the one directly threatening me, whichever one that is.
Yeah. Okay. Is that a save?
I should have looked this up when I had time. I apologize.
No, it's a 30-foot cone.
Oh, really?
So yeah, basically they're all making a wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
This could be the game changer.
Ooh.
So here we go. I'm gonna go and show GM rolls. All right. The ghoul. Missed the tray. That is a 6 plus so much wisdom. Okay, so this ghoul. Wait, they're not immune to fear effects, are they? Because that would be upsetting. They are not immune to fear effects. The ghoul is kind of in stance there, surrounded by the legionnaires, and then just turns and runs. Do we get attacks of opportunity on fear, or is that considered forced movement?
Oh, it's using its reaction to run away.
Yeah,
it is not
forced movement
to run. Oh, it's on its turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, it's just it'll get it on its turn. It's gonna run. The more injured ghoul steed. Is a 9, which also fails, and the less injured ghoul steed is a 16 total. So it will succeed. But one of the ghoul steeds and the ghoul are booking it out of this fight. Holy shit. Oz. You see as those two turn to run.
Do these ghoul steeds have reins in any way? They have a saddle.
Do they? Oh, reins? They do not.
Okay.
They've got these big spikes that come out of their shoulders and big spikes that come out of the saddle.
Okay, I gotta go now. Sorry.
Bye,
Hi,
Beth.
Gigi, thank you. That
Bye.
was
Yeah, that was clutch. Awesome.
holy crap.
Yay. Whew.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
All right. Yeah, Oz.
Oz is going to take his knife, his dagger, which is essentially a butter knife at this point. He's going to jump onto the neck of this ghoul, hook this thing in its mouth, and try and control it.
Okay, so you're leaping from a 20-foot high building.
Onto a really tall creature.
Basically,
Mentioned that enough times.
15 feet down and 15 feet across. You have special jumping ability, so give me an athletics check. DC is like 7. We'll call it 7.
I'm really fucking angry. Yeah.
All right, you leap onto the ghoul. Go ahead and give me. So you're trying to control it.
I'm pretty much like if you had reins. I'm not gonna be like, hey, go left. It's kind of like put this thing in the roof of its mouth and rip up so that it rears up.
Give me an attack. I'm gonna add to its AC. So the armor class is gonna be 18. If you hit it, I will say you've got it restrained.
Okay. Attack. That is a 7. Sorry. Hold on.
It wasn't
Yeah.
in the tray.
I'll just roll the dagger. It's 20.
That is a dirty 20. Okay, so with your first attack, you leap, you force it into its jaws and kind of pull it, draw it back, cutting into the back of its neck. It kind of rears up and freezes a little bit, almost like if you've got a cat by the back of the neck.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of going for.
You now have advantage on the second attack if you would like it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna as I have it ripped, just kind of reach around and like grab the bottom of its jaw and try and shut the jaw on the knife.
You know what? Give me a contested athletics check. Oh wait, why am I looking for dice?
I was kind of using it as like a stab attack. Yeah, okay.
Right, but what you're trying to do is basically force its head down on the thing.
Well, I'm pulling its jaw up, but yes, it's still not good.
Yeah. So what's the total though?
Athletics?
Yeah.
I don't have proficiency, so it's just 10.
Just 10. Okay. You try to get it in there. You can't quite force it down. It's managing
Do I get advantage because it was restrained, potentially, maybe?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it is restrained. So yes, I will give you advantage on that.
18.
It rolled a 17 and it's got a +4.
Never mind.
You do hit the armor class, so you will do damage. So it'll be 1 plus your strength mod.
We just really need to kill this thing. Okay. Well, 1 plus my strength mod. Yeah, 5.
Total of 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Good. Liliana, you're up. You've stumbled to the back of the line. Then you were filled with more energy. Some of your cuts were closed. You turned just in time to see Taliyah get smashed to the ground as she had kind of turned to cast this healing spell on you. You see Vera has patched her up and is dragging her out of the combat. Oz is currently on top of one of the ghoul steeds again with its dagger like in its jaws, trying to lever it up. What are you doing? You are muted.
There are still 2 other ghouls, right?
No, there's one more ghoul, which is about to turn and flee. There's a ghoul steed that is turning to flee, and then there's the ghoul steed that Oz is wrestling with.
Can I get both the ghoul and the ghoul steed that are trying to run with fireball?
No, the ghoul is currently in the middle of you guys. If you want to hold that action, and if the ghoul runs towards the ghoul steed, you unleash that. You can do that.
I'm gonna do that. Yeah.
Okay. So on the ghoul's turn, I'll roll a d4, see which direction it runs, and then we'll see that. And if it doesn't, you'll just hit the ghoul steed with the fireball.
Okay.
All right, holding your action. Taliyah, you've just been dragged out of the combat. You kind of look down. There's this insane sight of Oz wrestling with this thing. The other two are running. You look up. Vera's got you just kind of by the lapels, slowly dragging you behind the soldiers.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to. There's two ghouls that look like they're, or a ghoul and a ghoul steed that look like they're running away, and Oz is dealing with one that's.
Yeah, for
running back.
all intents and purposes, the only combatant left is the ghoul steed that Oz is on.
Okay. Well, I am going to. I can do that, right? I have one first level left. Okay. Wait, hang on. I'm sorry. I'm new spells. Oh, it's range of self. Okay, never mind. I will just go ahead and hit the guy that's beating up on Oz with. Yeah, let's go with fire because it rolls better.
Oz is much more beating up on the thing than the thing is beating up on Oz.
But yeah, I don't want it to get Oz. So,
any attack roll against it has advantage because it is considered restrained.
Excellent. I will roll with advantage then. I was going to use my last div roll, but that's okay. I'll roll with advantage instead.
Double for
21.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll damage on that. 2d10.
2d10. There we go. 2 points.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, whatever.
This is considered a hard encounter for you guys, but the dice have just not been helping you.
No, it's, yeah.
Cool. Bottom of the round. All of the ghouls go. So this ghoul steed is going to try and break your restraining.
I still have a bonus action.
Oh, bonus action.
Because I have things I can do with bonus actions now.
I have to roll for wild magic too at some point.
Oh, you do? Go ahead and give me that now. 1 through 5, I think, at this point.
Yeah, it's for my last one.
I guess since I have 1 hit point, I maybe should do a little healing on myself.
Okay.
So I'll do healing word at second.
All right.
Oh, wait. No, I'm forgetting. DM, can I do that at second level with a cantrip, or is that limited to first level?
No, it's any spell and a cantrip.
Okay. Cool.
So second level healing word on yourself?
Yep.
Okay. Once you roll that, go ahead and feel free to change your hit points as you like. Well, not as you like. Be clear.
Yes, as I like.
Now, Ghoul Steed is going to try to break your grapple, which I think is a contested athletics or acrobatics. It's definitely going to go with athletics. So Oz, give me an athletics check. So it breaks your grapple.
Does Shoji still have bless up?
Say what?
Does Shoji still have bless up?
No, I lost bless and I went unconscious.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
It breaks the grapple, but that's its whole action. The ghoul turns to run. 3 legionnaires are going to take their attacks on it. That's a lot of really crappy rolls. But
there's an 11 in there, plus stuff. Right?
So it takes 9, not enough to kill it, and it books it out of there. Which actually is now the Legionnaire's turn. And the 3 Legionnaires are going to run over to the Ghoul Steed and attack it with advantage. That's an 8, which will hit. That's a 16. Well, an 8 plus 5, so 13 will hit. a 16 will hit, and a 19 will hit. Oh, they get 2 attacks each. So 3 hits so far. Nope. Okay, 4 hits, and the last one, 5 hits. So it will take 5d6. 19 plus 10, so 29. Which leaves it with, why can't, I've suddenly forgotten how to do math. Yeah, okay. The ghoul steed they run up and just stab and slash. One of its legs is almost coming off. Its ribs are just wide open. It's looking fairly hurt. Then the ghouls again. So this will be the last check for the ghouls against the legionnaires. Legionnaires are rolling with disadvantage. They still roll a 17. Ghouls standard roll. The ghouls won a round. So the legionnaires will take 3 damage. Okay. And it's the top of the round. So you guys can basically all act together to kill this thing. What are you guys doing?
I'm
Who's
going
up
to
first?
shoot it.
Vera? All right.
Shoot
You're shooting it, or are you going to run up and stab it?
it. Ooh.
You'll
Well-
have advantage either way because
And
it's
I'll-
restrained.
And I'll have
Oh no, it broke the grapple, so it is no longer restrained.
I'm literally still holding onto its face from its neck, though. So like,
Yeah, you're on it, but you no longer have it in a position where it's like partially paralyzed and stunned and not willing to move.
sneak attack still, though, right?
She still gets sneak attack, yes.
then I'm
She
going
just
to
doesn't have.
I'm still gonna shoot it because I have broadhead, which does more damage.
Gotcha. Okay. So do you want to bonus action hide and then shoot?
Do I need to hide? It's engaged with those
So
legionnaires.
you don't get advantage.
Right. To get advantage, you would need to hide first.
I know, but I still get sneak attack if I hit it.
Yeah.
Right. But
And if you want, you just don't
You
get
don't
advantage.
Tracking
do
together.
not- you do not get advantage because somebody's near it. You do get sneak attack because he's near it.
I know.
Can I try to give her advantage? If we're acting together, can I try to give her advantage by restraining it again?
If you want to try to restrain it again, sure.
Here's my.
Okay.
I assume that all these people. Well, never mind. I don't need the advantage. I just want to hit it.
Okay. I was just asking if you were going to hide first. If you don't, Oz, go ahead and give me athletics.
He's gonna take both of his hands, stick it in its eye sockets, and use its foot to just rip its mouth open so she could shoot right down the throat. And that's specifically what he's trying to do.
Cool.
And
Beat an 18 and you've got it.
yeah, I don't know why there were 2, but
Okay, try again.
the first one was a 19.
That's true. First one was a 19. Sure. Okay. So yeah, it is now effectively blinded. And you're pulling its mouth open.
I'm on its back of its neck. I'm sticking my hands in, grabbing the eye sockets, pulling up, and then leveraging my foot boot down in its mouth and just ripping its jaw and like leaning back. And I'm like,
Cool.
fucking kill it.
Vera, take your shot with advantage.
Thank you. That's +7.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll 4d6
Yep.
plus
Plus 18.
18. Okay. The arrow goes straight into its throat, kind of in the side of the neck, and pokes out the back, and it's thrashing around. It is barely holding. That was the top of the round. Okay. There is no conceivable way that between you guys and the Legionnaires, you do not do 3 points of damage before it gets a turn. So we will call that the kill. Oz kind of holding it up. the arrow goes straight into the throat, and it just kind of convulses Oz. You just kind of end up ripping the top jaw off. The Legionnaires just kind of butcher it, and it slowly sinks under you. And as you guys stand there in the early spring crisp air, the very few ghouls that are remaining kind of flee from the Legionnaires that managed to hold their line. The three around the ghoul steed are breathing heavily, looking around. Oz, they look at you, and they nod. And the rest of you are there, cold, bloodied. Actually, Vera took 0 damage. And we'll go ahead and pick up their. We'll go ahead and pick up there next week. That was 3 checks for 5 checks, I believe. That was the
Yeah.
5th one. All right.
Yeah.
So you've got, when we pick up next time, you'll have 3 more checks before we reach the area of the Wizard's Tower.
I'm so
So-
proud of my murder babies. Vera is so proud of her murder babies.
Thank you so much for joining us again this Friday. We will be back next week to see how the rest of the journey to the Wizard Tower goes. Until then, stay healthy.
Yeah.
Get sunshine.